Yo, what's happening, people? And welcome back to the Tiki Taka podcast. We're going to hear hot takes, unbiased opinions, and hopefully have a couple laughs along the way.
Yes.
And we're back with another episode talking all things Premier League this weekend. And there's another international break here, the third one.
Last one of the year.
This is the last one. Not just last one of the year. I think it's last one till like March or something. Because then the weekends off in the Premier League or FA Cup fixtures and all of that. So
the season begins.
Yeah.
That's what
So
you're
next week we're gonna have to come up with something to do. If you got any ideas in the comments, let us know. As per usual, like, comment, subscribe, click the button. There's been title race twists and turns before heading into another international break. But before we start, we're gonna have at the very top of this episode, Michael, I'm gonna shake your hand. Because he's Dutch. He is Dutch. Arne Slot is Dutch. We were right. We've been saying it for how long?
For a long time.
We had to keep it quiet. Right? Behind the four doors of the car.
I'm here to pod today.
And we'll come back with drip fed it slowly throughout the weeks. You told me about international break being potentially the best thing, the last one after the Chelsea game for Slot. And I said, yeah, but he is Dutch and you can't overthink it. And he is Dutch. I've shook your hand. We were right. There's no dodgy passport. There's no what's the thing they do, the ancestry test, the 22andMe or something. There's no
23andMe or whatever it is.
Yeah, there's no Belgian in there. There's no French.
100%.
He is Dutch.
Full born, full bred.
Arne Slot.
Debo.
100%. He is Dutch. Confirmed. Yeah. And look, that's where we're gonna have to stop because that was the biggest game of the weekend. It was kind of billed as the team that won that game will be the team that can get closest to Arsenal.
Stakes their claim.
Yeah, can really be in the challenge. And the team that lost maybe needs to regroup and
get back to the drawing board.
Have some serious conversations.
I do think it was kind of crazy how, like Pep said at bare times, how titles can't be won in November, but titles can be lost in November. And I do think it's kind of crazy considering how good these teams are for that to semi kind of be the case or even on the table.
Yeah,
that one of these two teams could be quote unquote out of the title race. And we already kind of discussed how we don't necessarily think it's all the way that, but I agree. I think it's going to be really tough for Liverpool to win the Premier League from this position. But I think it's kind of crazy how in November, coming to the last international break, that teams like between Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool for money spent in money spent in the summer is nuts.
Yeah,
you could get up to like more than a bill, 3/4 of a bill, and for a team to already kind of be out of it or looking to get back to the drawing board, how do we get back from here? It's kind of mad.
Yeah, 100%. There was a lot of pressure on Liverpool.
Yeah,
they everyone was saying that Arsenal must this year, and we must. We're not hiding from that.
Yeah,
but at the same time, Liverpool also must, because in the summer with the window that they had as defending champions, I was talking to one of my mates the other day, he's a United fan. He was like, I don't know who Liverpool thought they were this summer, signing. But look, the Liverpool section, we're going to get into that. We're going to talk on that properly. But Man City do deserve their praise because before the game, Sky Sports, they obviously have their stat pack. They want to pick whatever stats they read out. They read out that Arne Slot is the only manager to have a 100% win record against Pep, having played more than one game. Because obviously he did the double over him last year. But Pep,
having played more than one game. I love how that's the criteria.
Yeah, and it's 2 for Arne Slot.
Because it can't be also more than 3 games.
Yeah, exactly. Because no manager's done that, right? As proven again on the weekend. But Pep, we knew that obviously Arne Slot doing that to Pep last year hurt him.
Yeah.
Even last year, obviously we beat them 5-1 at home, but still drew at the Etihad, whatever.
Yeah.
So not only has Pep come back to get his one in a 3-0 win, but he's done it in what we can really only describe as true Pep fashion.
The truest of Pep fashion.
It nasty.
Bro, it is so nasty. And it's the most, like, I can't say traditional because Pep changes it up, but it is the most Pep way to do it, you were talking about Ryan Cherky before the game, and I was agreeing with you that I thought he might have something to say in this game, but I didn't really think he was going to start, or if he did start, I thought it meant at the expense of Foden or Bernardo. But I knew for sure before then Bernardo Silva would start. So for Pep to start all three of them, for Pep to go super OD on technical tight knit players, and
like he dropped Reinders to play Bernardo and Cherky in midfield.
Well, Slot, man, I said it to you. There was nothing that Slot can't watch that game back, bro. There's nothing in that game for Slot to sort of look back and digest. And this is what we did well, and this is where we can build from. And if I play this 20-30 minute clip, I can show the boys some of the principles that we can look to take for. Bro, this is a game that Slot has just got to bin off. Pep got it spot on. He was moving to them from the first. I couldn't believe the difference in. I knew City would be kind of on it. I know they have a good record versus Liverpool at the Etihad, but the way the ball just kept coming back and coming back. The first 20 minutes felt as if it was like the last 20 minutes of any other game, and the team's pushing. It's one team's pushing for the lead.
Yeah. The home team just keeps coming. Yeah,
it was nuts, man. I don't think Slot will enjoy watching this back. I don't think there's much for him in this game. To give Pep his credit, man, I just don't know how Pep. I wish I had known, by the way, that was Pep's 1,000th game. I didn't know that until after, because I didn't watch much of the build up. If I would have actually put money down on this game in front of you. Pep was never going to lose his 1,000th game to a guy that he hasn't beaten yet, or he's beaten him twice. Whatever. It was always going to be a schooling.
Yeah,
always.
Yeah. And look, Pep came with the tactical plan, like you say, the technical players. I don't really know if he was playing with a right winger.
No, Bernardo's job was nuts.
And Cherky wasn't out there and Foden wasn't really out there. So whatever he came with tactically,
they're leaving Konate on the ball.
That was good.
Come on.
That was good.
I told you, Slot doesn't want to see that stuff back.
Yeah.
Pep's just got that dialed in.
Haaland, every time.
He only presses one person.
I remember there was even one point where there was a free kick, and Haaland's walking back, and the free kick's in front of him. So normally, get behind the ball, set the shape, and then Haaland's this side of the ball got into Van Dijk. So that they can't play it that way backwards to Van Dijk. He's letting everyone else go back, and he's marking Van Dijk. I was watching it, and I was like, Mikel, you need to be noticing
this. It's funny that you brought him up. I was thinking, remember earlier on, I don't know if I said it on the pod, but remember how I said I think Mikel and Arteta are still, there's open channels.
Mikel and Pep.
Mikel and Pep. I think there's still open channels of communication.
100%.
I think today or Sunday was one of those days. Not that Pep needs Arteta's word on how to school Slot, but there was some photographs that were taken from Arteta's sort of CIA camera on the shape and what's going to happen. Pass that over to Pep. Pep said, it's me and you, bro. This title race, let's get this guy out of the way first. Let's bundle him up. Let's send him home. It's me and you. Once he's out the way, we can go back to what we need to do.
100%. 100%. Because, Slot he just couldn't cope. He just didn't know what to do. And they had a good result midweek against Real Madrid. We obviously podded after that. Real Madrid potentially even bigger losers than Liverpool after this, considering how Man City can just bop to them, move to them. Guys are making me laugh. They're like, because Slot came up against a proper coach this time. But it might be a bit disrespectful to Xabi Alonso, but it did look like that. And Doku. Obviously, with the Madrid links and Vinny and whatever.
Another thing we were so eager to see. We knew the Doku Cook session Conor Bradley was coming. We called that 3 weeks ago.
The everyone on this side.
we called that 3 weeks ago.
Isolated out there.
Whoa.
Oh man. And we literally said last pod, go check it out if you haven't seen it. That Vinny should never look at Conor Bradley and think, he's having a good game.
Exactly, 100%.
Which is exactly 100%. What Doku did. I said in the chat after, it was before Doku even scored his goal. I was like, is this Doku or Neymar? He's just galloping through guys. He was unstoppable. It was and then obviously he gets the goal to top off the performance. But I think, Doku.
No, Pep's had the 1v1s. Yeah. He's had the 1-to-1s with Doku. He's had Doku on a program. He's got Doku dieting or whatever it is. Doku. Doku's always been a good player. He's always shown us moments and flashes. Those who've been watching the pod, they know how high Doku was. Wingers of wingers of last year, or top 10 wingers in the league.
I think we did it 2 years ago.
2 years ago, Doku was still on. He was still high. He was still high on that list.
Year.
Early. We were just early. Not wrong. And
No, but
he showed
we
flashes.
were wrong. We were wrong.
We were wrong, or we were early. We
Because
were early.
he's been inconsistent that whole time.
But that's my point. Is Doku shows flashes, but when you see Doku have, I guess that was
we
his
could
best
see
game.
the ability.
Yeah, but that was his best game. But when you see Doku have a game versus a fullback, you're like, well, no fullback can really live with somebody that possesses these qualities. Like Doku can go either way. He's got the pace. He can find the final ball. But I agree, he's been inconsistent.
Like
But
our
man,
game
when
against them is testament to that, because
yeah,
Timber's the best right back in the league, and Doku. It's not like Doku got much on Timber, but he got more than I've seen anyone else get on Timber in that game.
The thing about Doku is this season in particular, the way Pep's been on him, moving him around, using him in different sort of tactical ways. We saw. I remember I was telling you who did City play that game? Man United. And Doku and Gary was like, I've never seen Doku in these positions, but
There's a 10.
I feel like Pep's had a lot of one-to-ones with Doku on his tactical flexibility and what he needs him to do, and it's just getting a more engaged Doku. At the end of the day, Doku seems to be smart with his minutes. Well, he's still a little bit inconsistent. It's not that he's all of a sudden just this like world beater. He's still a little bit inconsistent, but man, that Liverpool performance is one of those ones where you like, man, if you can build on this could be his year, a heater of a year for Doku. Pep, he gets a guy to have a heater of a year. We know that. And Haaland's banked, so it doesn't really count. So who else for City, if they are going to go on and do big things, if they are going to go on and challenge for the big stuff, it can't just be on some Haaland, is scoring everything. Doku's he's gonna have to have these games and with a lot more frequency. But he was balling.
I was gonna say, like, in terms of individual performances,
he was
this
balling.
season.
He was balling.
That's got to be one of the best we've seen, right? I'm trying to think.
He was balling. They were doubling up on him. It's not even like
Noni against Forest, maybe. Well, I don't know why you laugh. Noni was balling that game. But yeah, like in terms of individual performances, that was standout.
Yeah, man. They were doubling up on him. He was breezing past.
Yeah. With end product in the box, whatever. He obviously won the penalty as well. And with the state of left wingers in the Prem right now, like you look at, well, actually Arsenal, there's left wingers.
There's something to say there.
More conversation.
Something to say.
Stay here. But Gakpo, Wirtz, even in this game, obviously, Anthony Gordon's fallen off a cliff. Yeah, we're gonna have conversations about Newcastle as well. Stick around. I don't know, Garnacho, Odegaard.
Man, is he really that diabolical?
Like, who are the left wingers? Somerville, looking around at Pino.
You've just got this Kevin guy from Fulham just joined injured.
Like, I really don't know who's Villa's left winger. It might be Rodgers who goes out there, or Marlon, or like whatever it is.
It's not saying much.
I think the left wingers in the league right now, so Doku can definitely stake a claim there. Quickly, I'll say Nico Gonzalez, I think, played well.
Yeah, I think he played well as well.
Pep's starting to get what he needs to get from Nico Gonzalez, and he can come in and be a filler player for when Rodri's not there.
Agreed. I'm not all the way I know guys are trying to start the hype train on Nico Gonzalez. I'm not all the way sold on him yet. I thought he played well on Sunday.
But I agree with you. I'm not all the way sold on him. But when Pep's got him to this level, Pep was just going to keep taking him on, innit?
Yeah. So that's the thing. We need to see how much he grows. But because the disparity in performance was so big on Sunday, and like he played a very good game, but he had all technical ballers with him. He just needed to do his job and play the 5-yard pass.
And that's a lot better than what we
were seeing before, and I agree. So it was a massive improvement for him, and he got his goal in a crucial time. So obviously, credits to that. But for me to start saying that for sure City can rely on him when Rodri's out, or he's coming into his own into this team or league or wherever it is, I need to start seeing what Nico Gonzalez is gonna do. In some seriously physical midfield.
Well, the Newcastle game. If Rodri's not back for that, that's a proper test.
You feel me? Like when some guys are really putting it on him, and the 5-yard pass isn't available to Bernardo Silva, or even if it is Bruno, Tom Darley, they're on him. It's not the smart pass. They've sussed you out, or they're forcing you to try and go long, carry it, do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Like,
but in the sense that everyone was just saying he's a scrub, and Pep's just wrong, and nobody's talking about the fact that Pep dropped, what was it, like 60 million on this guy in Jan, and It was after we beat them 5-1, isn't it? He went out in Jan and he went and
Bro,
bought him.
he was like a nobody for real. He was literally like a dead body in the club. No one really knew much about him.
Yeah.
So I agree. This is like his coming out party, and he's done very well. But before I buy stocks, like I need to see him in an actual midfield battle because that game wasn't a midfield battle.
For sure.
That game was too easy.
But just in terms of having an option there and it not being Kovacic,
exactly.
Like it was last year.
Where is Kovacic? Is he on the bench?
I messaged him. It's your boy.
He's my boy. Yeah. But where is he? I thought
maybe he's
all preseason. It was Kovacic.
Kaká some advice.
All preseason, Kovacic was playing. Pep and
I actually don't know where. Remember, I didn't even think he was at City anymore. And then lastly, on the City front, we're not going to talk about Haaland. Haaland does what Haaland does. He's bagging goals. It's ridiculous. We know. Nico O'Reilly.
Yeah. Serious.
Now that's something else that I said before the game.
I thought both fullbacks as well. I thought Matthias Nunes.
Yeah, Matthias, but we're not doing Matthias Nunes stuff on that. Matthias Nunes is we know what Pep said about Matthias Nunes. From the best midfielder in the world to not being smart enough to play in midfield.
Also, anyway, there's enough of Matthias Nunes. You're right.
But he did do all right. Yeah. So fair play. But I mean, it was Florian Wirtz. Whatever other rubbish was coming down that wing. But Nico O'Reilly, I said to you, but before the game on that one, I was like, Salah's not going to get us.
No, it was nasty.
Because Nico O'Reilly's been playing very well at left back. He's been showing that he's basically just an upgrade in all areas from Rico Lewis. In literally all areas.
Well, Pep, and I know Pep is nasty with it, because Pep used to give Rico Lewis the biggest hugs and high fives this time a year ago when he was coming out for training. Pep, big hugs, big high five to Rico. Rico, I love you. You're so good, Rico. Now Pep doesn't even look Rico's way.
No, he's gonna be sold next summer.
Rico's Pep. Should I grab the cones? Do you need me to get the bibs? Whatever. Comes to Nico O'Reilly, my son. You're playing on the weekend. You're so good. You're gonna start. I'm gonna make you a star. It's just like that. His thunder, his limelight gone. Stripped from him.
100%. But yeah, I think he's playing well. He's obviously got the England call up.
Fairs. I knew the thing was...
And he was actually a number 10.
I was going to say, I knew it was like... It was getting a bit too much in the game, and Pep was ODing when the team were giving Nico O'Reilly like 2 or 3 chances to have a shot at goal. Go and get your goal here today. Like Nico O'Reilly is being put through 2 or 3 times. He's tired. I can tell he's just head down, foot through it. I hope this one ends up in the back of the net. 100%. He's exhausted, but I'm like,
he's falling on the ground after the shot.
I'm like, what are we doing here? Like everybody's they're lining up for this guy.
It's funny because Pep was like, obviously he was number 10 in the academy team, so we thought if we need to use him in inside areas, he could do that. Today we needed to use him in outside areas, and he could do that. But yeah, all right, cool. Look, great performance from Man City. They probably have made a statement there that they probably are going to be the closest,
for sure,
or at least in this title race with Arsenal. But on the flip side, Liverpool now have 5 losses in 6 Premier League games. Obviously, the one they got handed to them on a plate by Emi Martinez. And there's multiple places we can start here. We're already talking about Slot getting tactically outclassed and that he is Dutch. But we'll go to Salah, because obviously Salah was on that flank with Nico O'Reilly, and all the shots and things that you're talking about Nico O'Reilly doing seem to come from a plan that's being used by every manager since Maresca.
Everyone.
Yes. Since Maresca sent Cucurella out to do an interview.
Yeah, I was going to say. It gets nastier how they were just so open about it. We saw the images before the game and the manager said, we'll always get out on this side.
Yep. Cucurella, he's told us.
That's nasty work.
That's how you get out. And Cucurella literally stood there and he was like, because Salah maybe doesn't come back. Okay.
No, but that can't ring true 3 weeks, 4 weeks later.
But it does.
I know. But it can't.
But it shouldn't. 100%. But and obviously, like you're saying, you saw the space Nico O'Reilly was getting. I actually don't think Connor Bradley was terrible. Like he got wrapped up. Like he got moved to by Doku.
He's in an ISO with Kyrie. What's he meant to do?
But it wasn't like you know how when we played Liverpool at Anfield and it was a bit like Noni didn't take Kirkes to the cleaners. But Noni got the better of Kirkes, and Kirkes won some of his battles. On the pen, it's just Konate just being Konate. Yeah, just absolute fuck up. Yeah, I said on the chat, cut from the exact same cloth as Saliba.
Yeah, sleepwalking through the game.
Bradley's just watching that go out.
Yeah,
he's covering Doku, but yeah, I think there was no help from Salah for Bradley on that side.
I think the Salah thing is it gets real interesting because I'm all for big stars being big stars and getting big star treatment.
Yeah,
I'm all for Salah telling the young dogs, "Yo, I'm sitting on 250 goals. I got like 200 assists. Got 2 prems. You guys do the hard yards. You guys run. I'll finish it off. I'll eat my dinner. I'm all for the like superstars turning up late, sleeping in, extra night in the city, whatever to keep them happy if they're doing the business. But I think it does come to a point where you lose 5 and 6, and like, all right, well, we actually need all hands on deck just to get this ship like sturdy again, just to fill the holes so we stop sinking, we stop drowning for a little bit. And I do think it's kind of getting to that point. I said it here whenever it was when we were talking about is it going to click for Liverpool, and I said about how Isak and Wirtz is a bit different from Diaz and Nunes, who sort of knew their role. They know to feed the big dog. They do the hard yards for Salah because they know that's their job. And these young guys are like, oh, well, I'm trying to get my goals too. I'm trying to get my assists too. I'm new to the league. I'm trying to have it all figured out for me. I think it's come to a point now where, like, yo, we seriously need everybody just to do the basics.
Yeah.
Just help out your right back. Just help out your left back. Just accept the pass in midfield, do the hard yards. And I get it. Maybe Salah doesn't have to run all the way back the same way Wirtz or whoever, Gakpo or whoever, tuck all the way in. I hear that. But I think it's coming to a point now, as you're saying, where guys have the blueprint on how to get out. An exhausted Nico O'Reilly can have 2 or 3 shots at goal in your box in the 75th minute just because there's an overload there.
Yeah.
And teams can exploit that.
And
you're not going to win games. You're going to turn it around. If that's what, like, it might not be an exhausted Nico O'Reilly, you know?
even if Gravenberch is going to come over to cover, that's just going to create which is probably why Pep put Foden, Cherki, all of them in there because he knew where the space was eventually going to come from. But the reason that is all a conversation, that is all a problem, because last year I think it was actually a tactical move from Slot to let Salah stay on the halfway line. And obviously the guys look back at last year's Premier League and whatever, and they call it Salah's title. Yeah, that's Salah's league, Salah monster run and whatever. But if you're putting up 27 goals and 20 assists or whatever it was that Salah got, you don't have to work back because you're winning the team points every week and the tactical ploy is playing off. But because he's not doing that in the final third, and he's not,
and the team are losing, man. I think that's the most important part because even like Salah can almost.
But why is he not putting the ball in the back of the net? What's going on?
But my point is, even if the Liverpool were winning and Salah was just having an off year, I think you can still fight his corner. Yeah, of like, well, the team is still a winning formula. The team are
it's about time other people chip in.
Yeah. He's gonna get clicking. Just wait for him type thing. But I think it's so vital when the team aren't winning games, and it's so obvious that. And I can't say Salah's not trying his hardest because he is. It's just he's not deciding to do a certain part of the game. Yeah, but when it feels as if, or it might look on
trying
the pitch,
his hardest. Are you sure?
Well, if it feels as if, or it looks as if, not everybody's trying their hardest or working back the way they should be, or Salah just shoots one over the bar and then doesn't track back. Yeah, like that will seep in when you're not winning games. That will seep into everybody. Should I really do? No, guys are going to be questioning him, but like subconsciously, can I be bothered to get over there because that's actually his man?
But they've had a good week though, no? Salah scored against Villa and then they beat Real Madrid and he's coming off the back of this.
As Slot was saying, and Slot, man, being as Dutch as he is, coming out and being like, well, these 2 teams played straight into our hands. They played how we expected them to play. It's almost as if Slot tries to undermine every victory that he gets.
Yeah.
And then every loss, he's like, oh, it's corners and set pieces.
Like, they did something I wasn't expecting.
Oh yeah, how can they change the team? How can
Sesko played every game?
So I don't know. Real Madrid were poor. We said that. Aston Villa were poor. We said that. Liverpool deserve credit for getting those wins. We said that. But it seems as if the pattern for Liverpool, especially if Salah isn't going to be scoring goals and not tracking back, is the goals will be there to be conceded, and there isn't actually enough firepower
Yeah.
or enough informed firepower as it stands to change that.
Yeah. And the big thing is those two games were at Anfield, right? We'll get on to Newcastle and talk about Newcastle's problems, but it's a similar situation. Obviously, the league position. Well, actually, I don't even know where Liverpool are in the
The
league.
eighth,
So,
bro.
okay, yeah. So it's only 6 places. Yeah, it's probably like 3 or 4 points between Newcastle and Liverpool.
Yeah.
But it's a similar situation that you can't just turn up at home.
Yeah.
Because the fans are with you and you can put your energy in. Because it wasn't like on Wednesday we were seeing Carreras, who usually is quite a high flying fullback,
Yeah.
get loads of time and space on the ball and whatever. Salah was kind of doing what he needs to do.
And I guess kind of moving the conversation to Slot, I think not just that, bro, not just when at home, you can't just turn up at home. I don't think you can shy away from your two biggest performances or two biggest wins being like 1-0 pragmatic wins from set pieces. And I'm not telling
just quickly, my mate Mitt, who sent some of the list, Liverpool fan, he did leave a comment on the last pod and he wasn't happy with that. He left in the comment section, you can check it. He said because you said, I think you said something like Liverpool won those games 1-0 kind of set piece.
A similar Arsenal style, drop the blueprint. Yeah.
No, he was in the comments. He was like, shout out Mitt, by the way, but he was like, no, I completely disagree against Real Madrid and or especially Real Madrid. They battered down the door. They created loads of chances. They should have won that game by more. And he was like, and I was like, well, arguably Arsenal are on top.
Sounds like an Arsenal game.
As well. Not so much creating loads of chances and whatever, but Arsenal do showcase dominance over another team.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on.
I still just think that I'm not telling Slot to change his style or whatever it is, bro. I get it. You want to play attacking football, you got your philosophies, you want to stick by that. But I feel as if just turning your nose up at what's already proven to be an important way to win for you, it doesn't make sense when you're in the situation that you're in right now. Slot should be trying to get wins however they come.
Yeah.
However they come, whatever it looks like, to try and have it has to look a certain way or it needs to be like this because this is how I envision it looking. I think it will only hold him, or not hold him back, but there's points in the table you're just not going to get.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to be wedded to his quote-unquote philosophy or his Dutch ideas or whatever he wants to do, it's going to become a problem. And that first half from Liverpool, like what was Slot's plan? Man. What was Slot trying to do in that first half? Because it didn't look like those players out there had any sort of plan, any sort of idea with what Man City were going to come. Every time we play Man City, Arteta always talks about all the mini games. Hundreds of mini games within the games that we have to win and whatever. What sort of plan did Slot come with to try and stop what Man City were going to do? Because like when I really started thinking about it on Sunday after the game, like Liverpool have just been, they've not just been beaten by Man City, they've been slapped by a title rival, right? And Arsenal fans, we know how that feels, yeah. But we have to go back to the first year we were challenging for the league when we went to City, midweek and we lost 4-1, right? And we know how that felt, right? It was just like, okay, well, we're clearly, that game looked like men against boys and whatever. We're just not gonna win this league, and they will. But that's how Liverpool fans should be feeling, yeah. But especially that first half performance, it's just Man City have just laid down a marker to the world that you are nowhere near them.
Yeah, man. And as I was saying to you, I think it's kind of semi inexplicable because they'll come into the game with good form. They've had 2 good wins. Well, I just said the teams play poorly, but you had 2 good wins against 2 big sides. The dressing room feeling should have been as if we can go out and challenge the team, if not beat this team. And that wasn't on display. That first half, Gary was saying it on commentary as if Liverpool have come to get a draw here. They'll take a draw if they can get one, and they'll kick the can down the road. Man, it's a real dark situation for Liverpool because you find yourself in a stick or twist situation where you got to pick up wins quickly. Slot's trying to perfect his new thing with these players, and I think Liverpool will easily make it into the top 4. But at the same time, and okay, ultimately they'll get top 4, but at the same time, they don't want to wait too long, bro. You don't want to give it 4 games and you're still trying to integrate Isak 4 games from now into the starting lineup or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you have 2 draws, a loss and a win, or maybe even 2 wins, a draw and a loss in those next 4 games.
100%.
Because that's real top 4 race stuff.
Yeah. I mean, like you say, they're 8th right now. Yeah. And if certain results don't go their way and whatever, those other teams that are in and around it can start to maybe, if they pick up points, whatever it is. I agree with you. Liverpool will make top 4.
They will 100%, but they don't want it to look like a race. In my point as well, they don't want it to look like you're racing, because that sets the whole thing back. When you spent 5, you won the league, you spent 500 mil coming into the season, and now you're battling out, you're justing with I don't know, Chelsea and Villa, and you're watching Villa scorelines, hoping that they don't win today.
But also to say at the same time, though, Liverpool aren't out of the title race.
And I said it to your fair. I agree 100% that Liverpool will go and they'll win. Or well, I still believe that Liverpool can go and win 8, 9 games, 7 games in a row, whatever it is. Yeah, and I always say that 3 wins in a row, 9 points changes everything. So they've got the quality to do it, but I think the question was really coming down to Slot to really be a coach, to really be a manager in these next couple of weeks, because if I'm still hearing by early December, middle of December about figuring things out and what's his best team and who his best fullback pairing and all of that kind of stuff, it's problems.
But because the gap, I think, to Arsenal is what, 8 points.
Yeah, that's not like insurmountable.
Yeah. They Liverpool can still make that up. We're only 11 games into the season, right? But because they already have 5 losses, I think when they maybe get a 6th loss or a 7th loss, it's all just going to come back, and then it's going to be very difficult for Liverpool fans to be in a position in March where they're not looking back at this period where they've lost 5 out of 6.
Yeah.
And be like, well, that's the reason why we just can't get close enough.
I mean, it all adds up, because the 4 losses in a row mean you have to beat City at the Etihad. A draw would have been all right. A draw would have been all right because you can kick the can down the road because it's 11 games in. But because it's your 5th loss in the league or wherever it is, it means that you got to go to wherever it might be, the Emirates or Stamford Bridge or
Old Trafford,
or whatever it is, and for sure win. No doubt about it. And
when you already have 5 losses on the board, how many draws can you get?
Feel me? So that's what I'm saying. When you go to those places, knowing that you have to win, and you play a great game, and you end up with a draw, 2-2 draw, or wherever it might be, it's as bad as a loss. It's as much of a sucker punch as a loss. And you've gone away from home and got points in Old Trafford, which should be all right in many seasons, or should be all right. So that's the pressure. When you start losing,
100%. That's how it is. And look, you talk about figuring things out and seeing Isak get up to speed and whatever. Isak obviously on the bench, a new substitute.
Body language FC. What are we saying? Body language FC. What are we saying?
Get the body language experts out. Let them tell us. But obviously our new substitute, but Wirtz again. Slot obviously thought, I'll go with the same team that I picked midweek against Real Madrid because it played well.
Yeah.
He picked the same team, which obviously meant that Wirtz played on the left. And in the first half, he had 1 or 2 nice moments where he was fouled. Yeah, Bernardo Silva just completely took him out.
Gonzalez got his yellow.
Yeah. I think both of them got their yellows on.
Oh, is it?
On Wirtz, Bernardo and Nico Gonzalez. But then in the second half, especially, I mean, there was one point when I saw Foden leave him on the floor. And last week I was talking about Reece James leaving Xavi Simons on the floor. Reece James is he's a unit. Yeah. Phil Foden is right there with Emile Smith Rowe in terms of how much dog
and physicality.
He's right there with Emile Smith Rowe. But so for him to come and take the ball off you and leave you on the floor is
because Phil will let you have it.
Exactly. Yeah, he's not that guy that was ratting around.
Phil will let you have it.
To get the ball
he'll second press. He'll do the counter press.
Atmosphere doesn't matter to Phil.
He'll turn you towards your goal, but he'll let you have it.
And if anyone's going to respect your game, it should be Phil. He's a number 10. He's an English guy. He's Pep school.
Yeah.
Foden just came over, took the ball off you, and left Wirtz on the floor. Now Gary Neville's come out with some comments.
Some serious
What did he
comments.
say? A little boy out
Little
there.
lost boy.
Yeah, 10-year-old boy, maybe. I think he said.
Yeah.
Look, it's dark. It's dark. I
dark.
asked you last week, can we have concrete conversations on Verts? And this is another big game that's gone by. And
kind of like the last point I just made about how once you start losing that many games in a row, you force yourself to go and have big wins. The longer it takes Verts to get going, the higher the ceiling is, or the higher the bar is for him to meet.
Yeah.
Like Verts has to come back 10 times harder than this lull period or bad form or whatever Liverpool fans want to call it. Yeah, he can't come
and have 3 or 4 games.
Yeah,
and he's had 17.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even in those 3 or 4 games, you can't walk away with a couple man of the matches and a goal and 2 assists. Yeah, like you've cost 120 mil. Everyone's waiting for you to click with all. Everyone's Gary's guys are tiptoeing around you. They're all biding their time, hoping that they're not going to be wrong. No one wants to, like, as you say, come out on concrete, just say, "Oh, this is a flop. This is never going to work. This is trash." It was obviously he's still young. He's still got mad talent and ability.
See what Nagelsmann's been saying.
I don't even know if that's a real quote, but
no, it is. I literally saw the video of Nagelsmann saying it.
Damn,
saying that Liverpool, though, if Liverpool scored some of the chances that he creates, then.
But I think the pressure starts to come where it's like, yeah, everyone's waiting for you to do something now. So when you do something, and I think Verts will eventually do something, it can't just be Emma Smith Rowe thing. It can't just be a Fabio Vieira. It can't just be it can't even be a Damsgaard thing. And we rate Damsgaard here.
Yeah.
We rate Damsgaard here.
100.
You cost 100 and something million. You have to ball.
Yeah.
You have to change games.
And
these must wins at OT and Stamford Bridge, and your fingerprints have to be all over them. Otherwise, regardless of what you do, score a couple goals against Fulham and whoever it might be.
Yeah.
It's not going to be enough to change the writing on the wall.
Yeah, 100. And look, he hasn't had a goal or an assist in the Prem. It's been 11 games. The only ones he got, I think, were in the Galatasaray game when he got 2 assists. I think one for Szoboszlai, one for
Gallo. It can't be Gallo.
Sorry, not Gallo. Frankfurt.
Yeah. Okay. In Germany.
Yeah. Do you remember those 2 he got? Yeah. When in the Bundesliga. I think those are the only 2 he's got all season in any competition.
They can't come in Germany, in Europe.
That's what they have come. They've not come anywhere else.
Come on.
Look, 11 games into the Premier League season, it is like I'm seeing guys say, like, how much longer do we wait for Verts to score or
goal, bro?
Yeah, in the Premier League. Forget about an assist at this point, because he can pick up a jammy assist or Fugazi assist. When's he gonna score a goal? Like, if we get to 15 games and he hasn't scored the goal, what's really the conversations on him then?
I think the goals and assists are one thing, because I agree he needs to get goals and assists for 120 mil. I think I already said he has to be like 15 and 15 for 120 mil. Yeah. As an attacking player, Rice damn near got 10 and 10 in his first year, and he was bold-faced 6 with the M. But I think it comes down to really, like, bro, because fans or even purists of football can explain away your lack of goals and assists if you really are like that on the pitch, and you can change a game, and your body feints, whatever it might be, you can affect a game. Yeah, Hazard is beloved by everybody, but his numbers aren't crazy.
Well, we don't even need to go to Hazard. Nico Pepe.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
Right, you could see in that first season.
Yeah, something here.
That he does have that ability to change a game.
And I think that at a bare minimum has to start showing for Liverpool and for Verts on some, like, it's not calm just yet in terms of goals and assists, but you could see how he ran the game, and I'm not even really hearing the chances created stuff, because sometimes he looks nice and he creates a chance or 2, but I don't feel like I watch a half and be like, well, Florian Wirtz was the best player. He's laid on a plate. He's laid on a plate. He's laid on a plate for 5 guys, and they've all just missed one-on-ones or sitters, whatever it is. I don't think he's had that half where he's, like, undoubtedly the best player on the pitch. And for 100-something mil, that's got to come in, or maybe not even. Maybe like just even the price tag out of it as a key signing for Liverpool. That's just got to come through at some point.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, on the price tag, like, it's not Verts' fault he
Yeah,
costs
exactly.
150
Yeah, yeah.
million. Yeah, that's just what Liverpool decided he was worth. What Bayer Leverkusen decided he was worth, and Liverpool decided that they were going to pay that. That's not Wirtz's fault that he cost that much, but because of the price tag, conversations about Wirtz are going to be more frequent than maybe a Xavi Simons or an Ekitike or
But
a Gyökeres or whoever else that
yeah,
might be out there. They will be more frequent, but at the same time, that is just how it is because Declan Rice had to deal with that. Moises Caicedo had to deal with that. Enzo Fernandez is still having to deal with
but
that.
I think
You are just slapped with that 100 million
it's
price
semi
tag.
different from some of those guys. Rice, I think it's similar to. But like Vert was always, say what you want about Leverkusen in the deal to Liverpool. Vert was going to go somewhere for a minimum of 80 mil. Yeah, he was always that caliber talent, that
Yeah,
caliber
yeah,
player.
yeah, yeah.
Like Enzo, like Chelsea have just been I rate Enzo. Chelsea have just been bumped by Enzo. I'm not sure how many guys would have paid 100 million or 80 million for Enzo. A lot of guys would have tried to get him for 50, 60.
But my point is more so that they are always just
No,
slapped with that.
I agree. So, but my point now is, I think with Verts is whatever guys want to say about the price tag, it doesn't have to be that specific number or that specific figure. Yeah, it's just that he was always going to go for a price of that caliber because that's where he was rated at. There's certain guys that go for 100 mil who get killed for the 100 mil price tag, but all of us know he's not a £100 million player. Yeah. Verts isn't one of those guys. Verts always had a very, very high price tag, a very high ceiling. If he was going to go to Bayern, it would have been for 80 million euro. If he was going to go to Barca, it would have been for 85, 90
But
million.
if he goes for 80,
it's different.
He's in the bracket with Sesko, Ekitike.
No. I hear it. It's different, but again, you start to do the whole math thing. Like Sesko is not really an £80 million player, so you start like you move them down. But I'm not.
But then Wirtz is not really 120, 100, right?
But so that's what I'm saying. It's not specific on the number itself. It's just he was always going to be like a tier 1 value player more than the specific. Is it 80? Is it 100? Is it 120? Yeah, he was always going to be a top talent. He was going to cost you a premium if he was going to get Wirtz. Yeah, that's he was touted like that.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not necessarily like, yes, he's got to live up to £100 million price tag, but more so, you've just got to live up to the expectation of your talent. Like a lot of people had you in this bracket of world's up and coming, one of the world's best, highly touted, and 11 games in is still early into the Premier League. But we're barely even seeing like glimpses of it. Like guys are like really squinting their eyes to convince themselves that there is a glimpse of a tier one talented player in there.
I agree because he's not really shown much at all so far. But I think there's definitely something to be said that once you cross the 100 million,
I agree.
Because
I said it. Let them sign someone.
Eze came for 70 million.
Yeah.
And guys want to have conversations about Eze and Eze start at Arsenal. I'm seeing people talk about it, whatever. And Eze's start at Arsenal, obviously we could talk about that later in the Arsenal section, but it's been all right. Like he scored the goal against Palace, he won us some points, he's had some nice games. Newcastle, he's played well. Sunderland, he's played well. I think City. I think the only thing I really need from Eze is that some of these shots, I just kind of need them to hit the back of the net. Like but at least he's taking the shots and stuff, which is more than we were
stuff he can come away with.
Whatever, right? But because he's £70 million, I can say that. Yeah, but if Eze cost 100 and Eze is probably a tier 1, you always knew that he was going to go for a tier
big
1
money.
value.
Yeah.
If Eze cost 100 plus, I wouldn't kind of be giving him the leeway of, but he's taking the shots. And I think once you cross that £100 million mark,
I agree with
that's
that 100%. I agree with that 100%. Once you cross the £100 million, there's just so much that comes with that. There's pressure on you, X, Y, and Z. But even if Eze had come for £100 million, and I needed to do what Liverpool fans are doing right now, or neutral fans are doing right now, in terms of convincing myself that there is a tier 1 like talent in there. And I've got the City. I've got the Palace. I've got.
He's done more for sure.
I've got the cameo.
Yeah.
So I can tell myself, oh well, it might not be all the way where I want it to be right now, but I've got stuff to feed off that I can tell you what's coming when this clicks, when that clicks, when such and such is back, or when we move him into his best position. I feel like when it comes to that top talent, that level of guys, like the whole new league, new language, new country thing, it only goes so far, because if you really are that good, not that everything just comes to you naturally and it's easy, but there is a level of like, well, this is still just football. Yeah, like this isn't like a brand new invention.
Yeah. Because I mean, at the moment, Verts is giving Liverpool fans less to cling on to the Minamino.
Yeah.
Like Minamino used to come in and have some nice games, and Liverpool fans could preach about.
I just think top players adjust. That's what they do. That's why they're top players, isn't it?
Look, I mean, speaking of top players adjusting, there was less than 2 weeks ago, and look, I think you said that it was going to be swings and roundabouts all season. Maybe next week we might do something on the strikers that were signed by Premier League clubs this summer.
Yeah.
But a few weeks ago, everyone wanted to talk about Gyökeres, and look, we never bring it up on this pod, yeah, that in the media, especially like social media with Sky and whatever, these platforms and whatever, we never bring it up on the pod, but Arsenal are treated differently. They are targeted, but we never bring it up because it's not needed.
Yeah, they gaslight you if you bring it up.
We know what it is. We know what it is behind the scenes. We don't need to come here. It's meant to be unbiased opinions. That I do think is an unbiased opinion. But they are treated differently. But Gyökeres was a lot in the news.
Still is.
A lot in
even whilst injured.
Yeah, goals, how long it's been, Premier League, and then there's 2 against Atletico, and then he bags against Burnley and his performances, and he's Timberlands, whatever it is, yeah. But I mean, the Timberland stuff is more rival fans banter. I'm talking more just from the mainstream. Hugo Ekitike has 1 goal in 9 games, yeah, which I don't think Gyökeres' record was that bad. Yeah, I think Gyökeres might have maybe not scored in, what was it, 5, 6?
Yeah. It felt like 30.
And I remember they were including his international fixtures with Sweden to top it up.
That's his 15th game.
Yeah, right? Whatever it was, yeah. Hugo Ekitike has 1 goal in 9 games, but he's talked about...
It's still a good signing.
Like,
he's still
clearly the best. Clearly he should start over Isak. He's better than Watermada. He's better than Watermada. He's looking sticky right now. Got hooked at half time last week away at Brentford. I don't know what's going Wasn't on. In the game at all.
I actually don't know what's going on at Newcastle.
Ekitike, he's now played Real Madrid. He wasn't great. Villa, he wasn't great. City, he was non-existent. Didn't even really see him on the pitch. He got hooked. Kolo Muani, we don't even need to talk about. But whatever, Sesko. Yeah, we saw what Sesko was doing. We'll come on to that. Like but everyone wanted to talk about this run that Gyökeres is going on, but no one really. There's nothing from Sky or TNT about Ekitike.
Yeah, I just on the Ekitike bit, I still think Ekitike is a good player. I think I agree with your point though. Like,
I'm not saying any of them are scrubs. I still think Watermar though.
No, you just the conversation needs to be, or can it be had? Can we even open the door?
But the conversation was that Gyökeres is a bit of a scrub.
I think obviously the part of the Arsenal thing is that they just know that Arsenal fans are
and it gets clicks.
Exactly. They just know they're on that. But I think Ekitike has been a good signing, but I agree that the last 9 games ever since that Southampton red card haven't been the best for him. And I think
it was made out like we could already just categorically say Ekitike is a better signing than all of those other ones. Not just Gyökeres, better than Watermada, better than Sesko, better than...
Gyökeres has more goals, Premier League goals, than Ekitike and Isak put together. Yep. And that strike partnership is, we're talking about price tags. That's like 150 mil. That's like damn near 200 mil.
100%. João Pedro in there as well.
Well, for talent. Gyökeres has been injured and run rag, all this kind of stuff. But I think with the Liverpool striker situation, it's just not helping either of them. Yeah. And like, bro, I really don't know what the best solution is. Like, they've both come to the club, so I can't say one of them needs to go. Like, I agree that there's more than enough games for 2 strikers of decent quality to, like, share minutes. But at the same time, I don't even know if it's that kind of situation. I think those are just 2 number ones. Like, I think those are 2 franchise players.
No, I told you Ekitike is going to go in the summer.
I think those are just 2 franchise players that need the franchise.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I think I said this off air. I think Ekitike will leave in the summer.
To get the best out of Ekitike, you need to play him through a 9-game goal stretch. Yeah, just play him because he's going to link up to play and do this other kind of stuff, and he's going to feel involved. And when he's feeling involved and flicks and tricks and stuff, he's going to get the goals. Yeah. He's not going to do it sitting on the bench and coming in for 5-10 minutes when the defense is compact. And
I mean, I think a big part of obviously what's gone on with Liverpool Ekitike was on fire at the start of the season, right?
And when does it stop? As soon as Isak comes in, and that's the start. Isak scored in the Southampton game.
Yeah.
So-
As soon as Ekitike took his shirt off, got red carded, and then Isak was forced to come in.
It's cricket.
And like, but he's not going to get the opportunity to carry on playing through 9 games without a goal because
of Isak's there, and that's part of the whole thing. Is now you're doing too much in the game, and it's certain games aren't for Isak. Sorry, certain games aren't for Ekitike. Like a OD possession Man City game. I'm not saying it's wrong to start him or don't start him. He might be a better choice than Isak on that day, but for either one of them, that's just an OD possession Man City game.
Yeah.
You might have one chance for your striker. He has to take it. It's tough for him to really get involved because the ball is never where he is. When you do get the ball, you don't get to keep it for long. All this kind of stuff. They foul verts as soon as he gets on it, tries to make something. Yeah. You know, so it's tough for any of the strikers. So
I didn't even notice that Ekitike was playing.
Yeah, real.
Right? I don't know if he touched the ball.
So I think it's tough, like for that kind of striker to get into the game, but I feel like he's got to start the next game so he can get his confidence back.
Yeah, but these arguments that we're saying are balanced.
Yeah, I know.
You're saying you're giving valid points
and
about
rational.
Ekitike.
I'm using logic.
I don't know if these kind of games but with Gyökeres it was he hasn't scored at Anfield and he didn't score at Old Trafford and he didn't score against Man City.
Bully.
So
no, I agree, man.
He didn't score at St James's, so it's over.
It doesn't look. Imagine if there was like there's not much made of it in the mainstream about Isak spending a whole game on the bench. I don't know his situation. I don't know if he's injured or what, but I know for sure if Havertz had played in 90, and if we had played Man City at the Etihad and Havertz had played 90 minutes and Gyökeres didn't come on,
but was on the bench. Yeah.
I know there would be, why did Arsenal spend all that money? He's not trusted by the manager. Arteta's admitted. Is this an admission that Gyökeres was a mistake and he should have gone for someone else? And the narratives would have been nasty.
What I will say is that it also comes full circle to your original point about it getting clicks and stuff, because Arsenal fans will
eat that up.
They'll fuel it because they're not. You'll get the Arsenal fans that disagree. Why is this the narrative? But you'll also get the Arsenal fans that want to get onto Havertz.
Want to get to Gyökeres.
I
told you, Sesko. I told you it should have been Sesko.
Whatever it fucking is. So, look, swings and roundabouts. But look, I just wanted to make the point because it seemed like earlier in the season, or maybe not even earlier, maybe just 2 weeks ago, that it was very clear that Arsenal should have gone for Walter. They should have gone for Ekitike. They should have gone
of all the strikers available, we signed the worst one for the most money.
Come on. And on top of all of that, Gyökeres is him and João Pedro, right? Are the cheapest ones.
Yeah.
Right? They both came, I think, a 55. I don't know, maybe Chelsea, the add-ons, we can bump that up. And
Chelsea's add-ons come up.
Look, we'll move on to Arsenal because Arsenal went to Sunderland. They went to the Stadium of Light for what I can only describe as a real battle. Like a Barclays Heritage battle. Sunderland made it a scrappy fight. Coming out of the game afterwards, felt like we'd been in a UFC match. Marino's on the floor after 5 minutes holding his ear. Gabby's got a black eye at some point.
We were denied of headband Marino. I thought that was a guarantee.
Timber.
But they made up for it. But I thought that was a guarantee that Marino's going to have the elbow. Surely.
Yeah, early. Then Timber got one. Gabriel, it was very stop-start.
Yeah. That first half was damn near non-existent.
I can't even remember. I think it was like 9 minutes added on or something.
Yeah.
But Dan Ballard, the ex-Arsenal guy, ends Arsenal's clean sheet run with a goal.
Right at the record.
Yeah. So, look, I think that first goal is just it's just a poor one for Arsenal to concede.
I think that is the kind of goal that you concede away from home now. Like when you go to some of these places, I agree it's a poor goal to concede. I thought it came against the run of play, but it's... and Declan Rice was poor on that.
Yeah. I was going to say I don't think it's a goal that you should concede away from home, but it's a goal that you can concede at Sunderland. Because I'm not happy conceding that at like
maybe not every stadium.
A Fulham,
Wolves have just got
or I don't know who else. Forest,
maybe to modify my point, but if you go to an Everton, if you go to a Sunderland, if you go to those places, those cauldrons where they're looking to do the long ball thing and feed off the second balls and stuff, and you're like semi-lazy, or even just for a little bit.
But
I
we
feel
don't
like you
we
can
don't
concede
see
that one.
Arsenal like where we were obviously speaking off air. That first goal, Declan Rice loses the first
Yeah,
ball.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Dan Ballard wins the first ball. Gabriel loses the second ball for the guy who then knocks it back, and then Declan Rice loses the third ball.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right, for Dan Ballard to score. Arsenal don't concede goals like since the Luton game that you mentioned off air. Arsenal have not gone home or away
I
and
conceded that
conceded
kind of
goals like
goal.
that.
No, I agree, but I just feel like if I was wondering how the clean sheet record was gonna go,
Yeah.
it was at a stadium at a place like the Stadium of Light. It goes on losing the first and second ball when someone just lashes that into the back of the net.
Yeah.
And I was upset. I was upset that that's
Yeah.
conceded. I didn't want the clean sheet record. It was weird watching some. I thought somebody for sure was offside, or
foul,
the ref was gonna
It's
pull
got to
that
be
one
pulled
back. You know,
And that, even the second goal is our defensive errors as well.
yeah,
The
100%. We
ball
made
comes
mistakes.
in. I can't blame Zubimendi for not winning the header against Dan Ballard, because Zubimendi's gone full
He's
force,
tried everything.
100%,
Yeah.
arm on Dan
Yeah,
Ballard.
yeah.
Saliba, I don't know where his Saliba's off to. Yeah, but like Saliba, you should be the one contesting that. You're 6'4". Hello, yeah. And Gabriel is half a yard off it, right? But even then, he should be bailed out by Raya,
By
because Raya
Raya,
shouldn't come
yeah.
out. And when Arsenal, this Arsenal team, because those two goals are goals that like I've seen Mustafi and Koscielny,
Yeah.
especially the
I agree.
second one.
I
When
agree.
Raya's come,
Yeah, I agree.
Raya's
I agree.
taken Gabriel.
That's an Ospina
Yeah,
special. That's
right, yeah. So I know, that when Arsenal are conceding goals like that, we just need to get out of there with whatever we can.
what we can.
Yeah, don't. It's not about, oh, let's get 3 points, or let's play tippy tappy football, whatever. Because Arsenal don't concede goals like that, so something is obviously gone wrong.
I honestly, I think it was fatigue. The guys were.
They
and
look tired.
I don't think it's necessarily an excuse, but I think the guys were shattered, bro. I'm seeing Mourinho. Do you know Mourinho is like mentally psyching himself up to press? He's got his head. I got to do my 5 yards. I got to do my 10 yards. Get out to the ball. They're switching it from one side to the other. The boys are shattered, man, and I was fearing the worst after the first goal. I was really fearing the worst.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, at half time,
I was fearing that Sunderland were gonna get on the, like, we're pushing to get one, and the Chelsea, not specifically that goal, but the on transition, it becomes a 1v1 game, and they're at home and players are feeling confident, and as we're pushing to get an equalizer, they go and get a second, and then I know for sure we're not getting points out of this. I was in that mode going up to half time. And I will give you a point about our defensive instability. We just weren't really there defensively. We were making uncharacteristic mistakes. Yep. But I agree with your summary. I think, man, the Stadium of Light is a unique place, especially when the team is in this form. I feel like we've played Sunderland. It's kind of funny, man. We played United at the right time, and we played Sunderland at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And
that happens, isn't it?
And that's football. Yeah. And ultimately, we got away with it at United. We probably didn't deserve all 3 points at United away. And I don't know if we deserved 3 points at Sunderland, but it was there. The 3 points was there for us to take them with like 2 minutes to spare, and you don't get away with it.
It's a difficult one to say, because first off, I wasn't really happy with what Arsenal put out there, and at halftime it felt very similar to a game at Newcastle and a game at St James's Park, where Sunderland they've been coached into a good shape. They're sat deep. There's not really any spaces there. And we had that chance right on half time when Saliba puts it over the bar.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I'm a killer.
Yeah. I was like, please, now, be a killer.
Now's the time.
Yeah. But and I was worried. Yeah, at halftime I was worried, because I was like, I can see this game ending 1-0, and if it ends 1-0, it's really not going to look good for. Because I've said before that what we can't have is what we've had in previous season, where there's been 4, 5, 6 games in the Premier League season that Arsenal haven't scored a goal in. So, but that second half performance from Arsenal is probably some of the best 45 minutes of football I've seen this season.
I was, and that's why I have such conflicting feelings about this game because I was over the moon.
I haven't seen us like
the second half
break down and we know how serious that Sunderland low block is.
The first half you saw it,
and they've been to Chelsea and won.
Yeah,
right?
At
Stamford Bridge, they restricted Chelsea
no,
1 goal.
I was messaging in a group chat. I was like, we're not going through this team. Like we have to get a ball into the box that Marino can create chaos with, get his head on. I thought that was the only way, or a set piece. I thought there's no way.
It looked like Saka wasn't getting any time or space.
They were so rigid. Everyone was shuffling. There's no spaces. Every time there's a second ball to be won, there's a Sunderland player shielding it with his body. Here, defender, come and clean this up. Whatever it was. But that second half, man, we were for me,
slicing them open.
I want to personally shout out Zubimendi and Declan Rice.
But just to tee you up for this, I've got Zubimendi written down. And I did the deep dive because we needed to before this pod because we're going to speak on it. But both me and you were the only two that put Zubimendi in our top 10 summer signings. But
Zubimendi, and I still think we're not really like all the way into the Zubimendi masterclass performances. You know, like I feel like
if that is the Zubimendi masterclass, I'm more than happy with that.
Atletico. That's the standout, and that's on a level. This is on a level. It's on a similar level
because the Atletico one, there was still a sense of like they're trying to score.
Yeah. But that's what
in this one, it's so like what we've seen previous years. Where we are 1-0 down, and we caught the Fulham game that we mentioned off air last year. If you remember, we played Fulham. We came on the pod, both of us, and said that we don't think we can win the league because we couldn't come back into the game, whatever.
Penalty at Brighton. It's a bad decision, but we have 45 minutes.
100%.
We have 50 minutes.
The Atletico one, there was still a bit more. They were trying to score. This one, it was 11 Sunderland players this side of the ball with Zubimendi on this side,
and he's dictating play. But for me, what I loved about Zubimendi's performance was. Obviously, he's the 6. Obviously, he's here to progress the ball. But I can't even say he's thrown caution to the wind, but he's popping up in these attacking areas. Like Trossard's laying it across to Zubimendi, who's breaking the final line. Or when the ball goes out to Saka, and Saka's seen that he's got 2 men on him, and he's cutting it back. Is Zubimendi in the pocket? Wanting to do a first-time cross into the box. Bro, I'm looking at Zubimendi, and I'm like, bro, you are moving this rock around.
You know,
you're looking for every hole. You're looking for every gap, any space.
The quarterback.
Yeah, whatever pass this game dictates, you're here to play it.
You know the one that's the chance that Saka missed just before he scored? On his left foot that he kind of dragged. The pass from Zubimendi to Saka for that is just superb.
Nah,
that is how you break the low block.
I thought Zubimendi was balling.
Should have had a goal.
It should have had a goal crossbar.
The left foot one.
It's
just rolled past the post.
The crossbar.
And then the crossbar one is just, bro, that second half from
I think he was top. I think he was elite, but I still think that there's more to come from him in terms of, because I think those chances will go in,
and he never should have been booked.
That was
because
all
ball.
Yeah, and we conceded from that free kick.
Yeah.
I think those chances might go in. I think that assist to someone might just happen. So I feel like there's still more to come. But man, I was really I had him in my top 10 summer signings. You did too. I knew Arteta couldn't get his 6 wrong.
You actually had him higher than I did.
But I thought there would be I thought we would miss the player formerly known as number 5. Yeah. I thought we would miss number 5 heavy.
Yeah.
And I was ready to love on Zubimendi. I was ready to sort of push my chips into the center and say he's the guy. But I still thought we would miss on some level number 5 because of what he'd given us for so long.
Yeah.
But man,
it felt like Arteta's system had almost been built on number 5. The best version of Arteta's system is when number 5 is fit.
Number 5 was fit and playing and did we need to do. But to no longer, or to so quickly have that not be an issue at all. Ball progression, and as I say, we're not really as defensively frail before because Zubimendi on top of the ball, possession stuff, out of possession. But he puts a challenge in, he'll win the header, he'll get his elbows out.
But I'm telling you, he's done everything to beat Dan Ballon to the ball in the air. Everything.
Bro, Are you serious? He gets about it. Bro, he gets
Yeah.
about it. And I'm just loving the fact that I don't think that this is his final form. I don't think that he's come and he's like, I think he's
I
been
agree.
really
I
good.
agree.
I think he's come and he's been really good, but I think there is still the Arteta levels to get him to push him to.
I think Zubimendi's going to get better, but I'm just saying that if
He's
it doesn't get better,
yeah, it's already
that's calm.
it's already,
That's so calm because honestly, that second half was so good.
yeah, and that's as you say, the
especially
deepest of
because,
blocks, man.
like you're saying at halftime, sticky.
Yeah, real sticky.
Throw one into the box, Marino chaos, and we get out with a 1-1. Yeah. Zubimendi came out in that second half, and it was just, this is just played at Zubimendi's pace now. Zubimendi, everyone's giving Zubimendi the ball. He's finding different passes. He knows when to go punch it forward, when to go wide, where to be. He literally orchestrated everything in that second half.
Yes.
The fact that we could have scored 4 before, and that scoreline could have been 4-1 if we were a bit more clinical in certain situations. And we didn't need the Marino chaos.
Yeah.
I think couldn't be more down to Zubimendi.
To your point about like just how well we played in the second half, like to that potentially being our best 45 minutes of the season. That after half time till about, even beyond Saka's goal, till about like 5-10 minutes after Saka's goal, I don't really think I've seen us put it on a team like that. And even when we had like all 11 players in Man City versus Man City at home, it was damn near all of us were in City's half, and Pep had to go 6, whatever it was, 6-5, whatever. Yeah, still it was just chance after chance, and I'm not talking about like half chance. I'm talking about like in a deep block.
4-1?
Yeah, I'm talking about in a deep block.
Yeah.
How have we not scored there? How has that not gone in? Great, good save from the keeper.
Yeah.
Last ditch block. I haven't really seen us create that caliber of chance.
100%
in those deep block
100%.
games. All of those Fulham games, all of those West Ham
Palace
games, we're clinging on to a shoestring chance, bro. Yeah. We're clinging on to a knockdown flick on a player's weak foot. How was he not buried that? That's what we're clinging on to. A penalty that's not been given.
Yeah,
like that game, we're coming away. It's a 2-2. We're upset. We've said when he's hit the crossbar and the ones squeaked past our post. We haven't even talked about Trossard. And,
we were gonna get.
If we play like that,
I think that what was even more of like a positive thing for me was we've done everything you've just said there in terms of the chance creation and low block away at Sunderland.
Yeah.
Like if that was at home to Sunderland at the Emirates, I'd be like, cool, that's
we expect that.
what we should be doing.
Yeah.
But I've just said that it felt at half time. It felt like a Newcastle game. Yeah. And at Newcastle this year, we played very well. We deserved to win, but it wasn't. To be fair, we did have some clear-cut chances against Newcastle this year. But even so, it was just the worry about Arsenal from some people has been about scoring goals in open play.
Yeah, open play creation.
Which again, that second half just kind of, as much as you want the 3 points and we didn't get that, it eases that concern of, I'm gonna hold the team to that second half and that 45 minutes of like, okay, well, and that's without your careers, without Noni, without Havertz, without all these guys. That I know you can do that. Zubimendi was a massive part of that. You said you wanted to say on
Declan Rice as well stepped up. Again, I think they were saying that Declan Rice played more progressive passes than Zubimendi in that game. As much as it didn't feel like it, but just being a monster, just being a leader, that winning the ball back in that, bro, as soon as Declan Rice, I mean, I get it. I'm even an Arsenal fan, so it's kind of biased, but as soon as Declan Rice wins the ball back high up the pitch like that, and I'm just looking at Saka peel off and Trossard peel off, I'm like, how can this not end up as a goal? Or at least a bare minimum shot on target, corner, keeper's made a great save.
Obviously, Marino does his thing, but imagine if that's your career.
Yeah. And even though Marino's done his thing, man, Saka deserves so much
it's a great finish. It's a great finish.
I just think like the pass is all right. His late set him up all right. But I still think he probably should have gone to Trossard, whoever it was on the left. But man, the touch and finish from Saka is so high level. It's so good. It's so and what I loved about it more than anything was I'm like, bro, there's time on the clock. There's 54 minutes. We scored at the 54th minute. I'm like, but we've got like, it might not be my 1-1
Yeah.
at last minute. Let's just get out of this thing with what we can have.
Yeah.
And we proceeded to put it on them. But Saka, Mourinho, Rice in that moment, stepping up, being the athlete, him and Zubimendi being on a level. As
It
I
actually
say,
goes to Eze, innit? It goes to Eze, Rice to Eze to Mourinho.
Yeah. And what I like about what I like about Rice and Zubimendi is the whole, yes, they decide who sits and who goes forward and stuff, but when we need that goal, they're both in the pockets I need them to be in somehow. Saliba stepping up into midfield and really sticking it on them. But Zubimendi's in that right 8 pocket, Rice is in that left 8 pocket, the press is high, the pressure's on, the balls are coming into the box thick and fast. It was good, man.
Overloads everywhere.
Bro.
And look, we're not going to move away from this game without talking about Leandro Trossard. Because it was a screamer, absolute screamer. Great goal.
Great. And how many times do we see Trossard lining up for that one? That's once a game, every game.
That's just X factor. Yeah. But
still rising.
The
roof of the neck.
That keeper's got to be 6'7".
Goggles are out.
He's got to be 6'7". He can't get to that. I think I sent it to you, bro. And this stunned me. Yeah. Since Trossard joined Arsenal in January 2022, he sits 14th for goals and assists in the Premier League. Yeah. Now you might think, what, 14th? But even as Arsenal fans, from the way that we talk about Trossard, it's almost as if sometimes rival fans put more respect on Trossard's game than Arsenal fans, and that's not so much the case, but I think for Arsenal fans, they look at it from a point of view of like, our left winger needs to be good enough to start every game to win the league, basically. Which was obviously our problem with Trossard and Martinelli last year, whereas other people are just kind of looking at it like, well, Trossard seems to pop up with... But that is Trossard, right? There's been a lot of games this year. In the first half, again, against Sunderland, at halftime, I was just thinking, well, there's just no threat down this left side, right? Because he seemed to get... But in the second half, he was playing pulls, and Trossard can do that.
Yeah.
But that
one to Zubimendi is cold.
Yeah. Through the legs. But he did that one for Callum.
He's got that.
And that is Trossard. Like Trossard, I remember the Fulham game. I saw you after the Fulham game. I was like, that first half, Trossard was unbearable. Watching him play, giving the ball away, no threat, poor passes. There was even that clip of Timber shouting at him.
You said it. Yeah.
But he scores the goal against Fulham, and we come away with 3 points. And this second half, he played very well. It's not that kind of thing, but it's just to be 14th. I think with the minutes that he has, he's not necessarily a starter and whatever. That's some game.
No, I think, of course, he's been worth every penny. I think the thing with Trossard is, when we were doing our 22-23 season, it was meant to be Saka and Martinelli. We were getting equal production almost from both wings. We were having conversations about where do we think the ceiling is for both of these. At the time, I was like, I think Saka's our guy, but I was like, Martinelli might be our first 20-goal a season guy. Yeah. So I feel like Arsenal fans have had that image or fantasy in their mind of like, we just want Saka-esque production on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Like, that's all we really want. That's all we feel like is the difference between us and the league title. Saka-esque production on the left-hand side. And we've not really got that from either Martinelli or Trossard. But at the same time, from both of them combined, we've got something you can just about maybe get away with. But speaking on Trossard...
But then when you say that, that's why this stat is mad.
Speaking on Trossard individually, I think that it's not just the production that keeps him in the team, but I think it's the production that gives Arteta the faith when he doesn't really know who to start on the weekend.
To just pick Trossard.
Trossard. Like, well, 2 games ago, he got me that assist. He got me that goal. He created that chance for me. I see him in training. I'm sure in Trossard, the 5-a-side games, Trossard is killing guys. Yeah. So I feel like it's that kind of production that it just rewards Arteta's faith over and over again. I should just go with this guy because he's already downloaded the package of tracking back and working hard and everything that I want him to do in terms of my principles of the game, and he gives me a somewhat consistent output. Like when I'm we talk about it with Trossard, we love him, we hate him because we have poor performances like the Fulham, but like I'd hate it for any of these top 6 games for the remainder of the season if there isn't Trossard minutes somewhere. We're gonna need Trossard in these top 6 games.
100%. He's our starting left winger.
He's got the big goals in him. He's got the
And you know,
dog. I'm just gonna take the shot.
yeah.
I'm just gonna force the ball into the box.
Scram.
Yeah.
But you know,
yeah.
I think we were saying a lot that like, obviously they gave Trossard the new deal.
Yeah.
Well, just a pay rise, no contract extension in the summer, and we were saying that the best thing that happened to Trossard was obviously that we signed Eze as well, because then Arsenal fans were on getting on Trossard's back, and it's like, well, we've just given Trossard and there's no new signing or there's no whatever. But at the same time, I think it's the best thing for Eze that Trossard's been given this new contract, because as much as I think I have no issues with what Eze's done so far, like I said, the only thing and I know that will come because Eze's got the quality. But Trossard has had some very, very, very big moments. Yeah,
already
maybe more than Eze has in these first 11 games of the season. So I think it's good for Eze that Trossard's here as well. It just takes the pressure off everyone else in the squad that little bit more.
I think for sure with the Eze and Trossard thing, I think it just comes down to time spent with Arteta. I feel like Eze, when he first came, was very much gearing up to do the Trossard role. Arteta had him on the program. This is what you need to do. This is the tape. This is what I need from you. Odegaard can't seem to stay fit. He's out. So now Arteta's got to sort of redo the Eze thing of like, well, now this is what I need from you. Now I need you in these positions. Now I need you doing this. And Trossard's been here for 2 years. You know, he's got both of them down.
Yeah.
If Arteta tells Trossard play in the 10, if Arteta tells Trossard play left wing, play right wing, Trossard, I think there's a certain level of comfortability of like, Trossard knows what Arteta is expecting of him and vice versa. So I agree with you. I'm not really worried about Eze. I don't really feel like there's cause for concern just yet, but I do think that Trossard is doing so much because he's providing the goal, or he's providing the return that we thought we were going to get from Eze on the left wing.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is a goal or an assist every other game.
Yeah.
You
know. So yeah, shout out Leandro Trossard, man. I'll always have love for Trossard, and like you say, those big 6 games, there's going to be a Trossard dagger. He's not leaving us without a dagger.
That's banged.
So I know we got Tottenham.
His favourite.
But look, obviously Sunderland deserve their praise. They're having a great season.
They are a good team. I don't think a team will be more physical than Sunderland, at least in this current form. Like that was by far the most physical game I've watched us play all season.
Yeah. I mean, look, it comes back to what I was saying earlier about the goals that Arsenal were conceded, but I've seen Arsenal go to St. James's. I've seen Arsenal go to Anfield. I've seen Arsenal go to Old Trafford already this season. And this Arsenal team don't get bullied. They don't get bullied. They don't get like dominated in duels or aerially or whatever. But that first half at Sunderland was a bit
touch and go.
Yeah. So if they can do that to us, who are like the duel monsters. I know what that place is going to be like. Having gone there, and obviously seen the Arsenal game, I cannot wait for the Sunderland Newcastle game. At the stadium. I think that's going to be. But Regis Lebris he's obviously made it a very tough place to go. What's your thoughts on Sunderland potentially being kind of like a Forest of last year, and maybe because they sit 4th at the minute?
Yeah, they're up there and they're playing good football.
Still haven't lost at home.
Yeah, that's. I do think the table will balance out, and there'll be a month where Sunderland they'll pick up a win. It'll be like 2 draws, 2 losses, 3 draws and a loss wherever it is.
But that could still.
It will keep them up there considering the record that they have.
Is there hope for them to maybe? Because I think the manager's good. Obviously, we know what Xhaka's doing, setting the standards.
Honestly, I have
Conference League,
when I watch Sunderland play, I have no like conscious reason as to why this team couldn't finish top half of the table, top 8, make a European position. They play hard, they're physical, they've got style, they've got a manager, all this kind of stuff. The only reason that I hesitate to say it, or I don't think it will happen, is just that history shows me that things balance out, quality comes to the forefront, teams put together 4 or 5 wins in a row. That is tough to match.
But that's
someone signs somebody in January who changes their season. Like I'm only doing it based off the history of the Premier League and
But Sheffield United.
Forest themselves, bro. I was giving out my bads. I thought it was gonna fall off for Forest.
Yeah,
And then
they kept going. Yeah,
and then they kept going, and then they fell off. You know, I thought they was gonna get top four.
They're playing Europa League.
If
Remember Sheffield United? That season they came out Chris Wilder.
Yeah, but that's like COVID. You need to put that in a box.
Well, that was before. That was
we need to put that in
the
an
season before
asterisk.
COVID. It was actually COVID when they came back and they fell off the cliff. Remember they were like fifth or something before.
I think the team.
I don't know. I'm not saying that they're going to do it.
I don't know why they can't. I'm just saying that I think history would suggest that they can't.
I'll tell you why. I think Sunderland are losing. I saw it the other day. 8 players to AFCON. I think Sadiki, Traore, Talbi, Adingra, Diarra, Reynildo. So that's probably why they can't. Because Sadiki, I think he's like 21. He looks like a good player. But I don't think they're going to lose many games at home.
I don't.
Right?
I feel like,
and if you have that home record, we know what we talk about the race for top 4 and how everyone's chalking that up. Sunderland might just need to sneak into a 7th or an 8th.
There's a slipstream for sure that they could slip into
with Jack standards.
He'll keep them high. And the time for Sunderland, how we was telling you off air, the time for Sunderland is right now to accumulate as many points as they can, hoover up as many points as they can. So when they start getting these draws and losses and it's tough to pick up points because of injuries and X, Y, and Z, you've got that buffer zone where you don't need to beat Bournemouth. Like a draw at Bournemouth is all right, actually, because you've picked up so many wins prior. Like, if Sunderland have to start going to the Bournemouths and the Fulhams and like needing 3 points, I think it starts to get like a bit difficult because like Marco Silva will just set up
those teams
in a certain way. But if they go in there where it's like, well,
but at the same time, if those teams, Bournemouth and Fulham, have to come to the Stadium of Light,
but that's how they want it. Let me go to Fulham and get a draw. Let them come here, and we can get our 3 points. And if that ends up being the case, they generally could finish, 10 and above.
But in terms of relegation, just no worry.
No worries. I think they'll be calm. I think, there's a lot more teams that will, if you could give us that kind of game. There's going to be a lot of teams 100%. And that's the standard.
And look, if you're unbeaten at home after 11 games, I think you're going to be pretty good.
And it's different when teams go to the final couple games of the season and they've never really had a good performance at home. Like if Sunderland somehow end up being in some sort of pinch position, they can just say, well, we've done it already this season. They don't have to recall some experience from 15, 20 years ago. Like they've done it already this season. They've been rigid at home.
I you know what? I do think it's similar to any Sunderland or Newcastle fans watching this are absolutely going to hate the fact that I keep comparing them. But I do think it's kind of similar in the sense of like if the Stadium of Light and those fans start to sniff that something could be happening or something, and just in terms of European places, whatever. I think that place is just going to become tougher, even more tougher and tougher to go to.
And Xhaka will feed into it more and more and more.
Right, and obviously he was up for this game. He was over Marino.
So that was funny.
I can't tell you how much my emotions were just fighting each other.
That was so funny.
Because that's the Xhaka replacement.
That was so
right.
Funny.
As much as it's Declan Rice, maybe whatever, but it's really Marino. Yeah, in terms of their games, I was like, Marino's my guy. Funny. I love Marino, and he's over him and he's screaming. And
telling him to get up.
I was like, I don't know. I was like, maybe Marino went down softly there. But...
Custody battle.
Lastly on this before we move it on. Overall, your feelings on the point. 2 points dropped, 1 point gained. The title. You fearing Man City, the Shark team, blood in the water.
My overall feelings, I'm conflicted. Ultimately, my initial was like gut punch, but I was kind of happy with the points, considering where we were at halftime. I wanted to win every game, but it's really just unrealistic to win every game in the Premier League season. Like it actually just never goes that way.
Especially when you see our run of it, we've won 10 on the bounce.
Yeah,
all competitions. Like it's gonna end at some point.
You're gonna have hard times at some point. And I don't think
in terms of the City thing.
The City thing, I think City are a team.
Don't get nervous.
City are a team to be feared. Full stop, man. They've got Haaland, so they've got guaranteed goals. Donnarumma. If City didn't have Donnarumma as well, I think that signing looks more and more important.
100%.
Because if it was still Trafford, but it can't.
Yeah.
Trafford's he's gonna cost them 4 or 5 points alone. Just Trafford.
He already has that. That Tottenham win, was Trafford, and the Brighton one,
and the Brighton one, yeah.
So 2 of the losses.
But now that Donnarumma's in here, and Pep seems to be figuring out the midfield, and we're still trying to see what we're going to see from Rodri. Like, they're definitely a team to be feared. I feel like it's the showdown I didn't want, but at the same time, it is the showdown I wanted. Like, if Arteta's going to get his, let it be over Pep, because that's one that nobody will question.
100%.
Like, even if Pep's at
because
20,
it's the hardest one to get.
Even if Pep's at 20%.
Yeah.
It's the most legit chip. Over 100% slot team with 500 million backing.
100%. Yeah.
So I don't want it to be City. I'm nervous. Like, I know the boys, the Arsenal, like, I know the team are going to be looking over their shoulder for sure if it's City. And there is stuff in the air, the history and all that kind of stuff. But I do think that the performance at Sunderland didn't give me like a cause for concern. Like, it didn't give me a like the wheels are falling off, bro. I still feel like there's levels for City to get to, and I still feel like there's levels for us to get to, bro. We talked about how good Zubimendi and Rice and these guys were. Like, can you imagine if Noni comes on for 20 minutes? Can you imagine if Havertz is on? Can you imagine if Gyökeres is
You know what
on?
you're saying about guys being tired? Yeah, I think if you have some of those forward options, I think that could be the difference.
100%.
We talk about fine margins all the time.
So, I just don't feel like that narrative to bring it all full circle is out there about Arsenal getting better. I feel like everybody's like, Arsenal's hit their peak and they need to maintain, and they just need to stay at this level and try and hold City off. But I genuinely think that this Arsenal team is going to get a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, that second half, I said it was the best 45 we've played. I think if Gyökeres plays that game, I think Sunderland just have such a different problem. And Mourinho did all right.
Yeah,
he did what he needed to do. But Gyökeres is just such a different problem. He will run in behind. He will be up for the physical battle. All of that. But look, we've spoken about Liverpool and Arsenal for a while there, so we'll move it on. Look, the weekend got off to a cracker. Great fixtures to start off the weekend at 12:13. Man United versus Tottenham. I transferred in Mbeumo this week.
Yeah, you made the right call.
The Cameroonian sniper. I already called him a sniper. Now he's the Cameroonian sniper.
This game was so funny,
because even when he scores with a header, it's like someone's been sniped.
Yeah, this game was
the way
so
that was
funny.
placed in there.
And also, Mbeumo's goals, I don't know how to describe it, but like, they don't come out of nowhere, but they come out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
I turned my head for a second, then Mbeumo's wheeling away. He's at the corner flag.
The Mbeumo goals look like when it leaves his foot or his head, or it looks like it shouldn't go in.
Yeah, there's a question mark.
Yeah,
does the keeper have that one?
Yeah.
No, he's wheeling away.
Yeah,
he's at the corner flag. He's pointing
the bald guy. But yeah, look, it was and obviously after Mbeumo puts them 1-0 up, it's just looking like
majority United
a bit stale.
Yeah.
Tottenham have a 5-minute period where Lamans makes 2 saves, but they were straight at him, and after that, it's like, up until about, obviously they scored 84th minute, whatever, it was just looking like this was going to be a 1-0 to United, and there wasn't really any quality on show from either team to get something.
It was messed because I was saying that one team needed to win this for me to be happy. I didn't really care who it was.
Well, more importantly, one team needed to lose.
Yes, right. One team needed to lose. Yeah. I was leaning more towards United winning just because I was really enjoying the Thomas Frank pragmatic too much narrative, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, but if United had beaten Tottenham on a 1-0 Mbeumo,
their fans would have been unbearable.
But the fans would have been unbearable, and even Tottenham fans, man, I think they would have had all the ammunition they needed. If they just had 2 pathetic back-to-back 1-0 losses at home, no tooth, no bite, no nothing, we're just going to give up. Yeah, you can score in the first half and we'll shake hands at halftime and say that this is going to end 1-0. I just feel like Thomas Frank,
cut and paste.
It would have been he still would have kept his job and everything, but it would have been a tough narrative to shake off for the rest of the season. So for Tottenham to change things around the way that they did, I was like, oh well, I can live with this because United have just thrown away 3 points. Tottenham were awful. I thought for 70 minutes of that game, they were just
coasting, didn't it?
that like Colomwani, Richarlison, Xavi Simmons front three
Who's it? Brennan Johnson.
was, bro, was they were offering
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
And Slot. Thomas Frank has gone. Yeah, we're more attacking today. I think the players in training
Yeah, he
have
dropped Bentancur.
they've played well and demanded this. And I'm like, bro, I'm like, that's not
He's just
a
folding. He's
yeah.
folding to the fans.
I'm like, that's not a double striker lineup, and you know
yeah,
that.
yeah. Richarlison and Colomwani. Richarlison off the left,
Bro,
but
they were awful,
yeah,
man.
they were. But then, like you say, when Tell scores and a good goal,
Good goal.
good first touch, good finish. I was there in the chat. I was like, yeah, Spurs go and win this one now.
Yeah.
Like because, like you said, we said someone needs to lose this game. Obviously, it worked out because both teams feel
Exactly.
like it's
That's
a
what I
loss,
said.
right? The best possible way it could have gone. But at after it's gone to 1-1, because at 1-0, I'm like, yeah, Man United just see this out, win the game, like you say. Tottenham fans getting on, pragmatic, all of that. But at 1-1, I'm then like, yeah, you know what? If United throw this one away, after Matis scored 84th and then another one.
Because it was a game United so clearly should have had 3 points.
Yeah, because they were coasting. I was like, yeah, but I'm on board with that, right? So then I'm like, I'm in the chat. Yeah, Spurs go get the second one. Richarlison bags. Takes the shot. Richarlison. I do actually have to say, a lot of people, even Tottenham fans, because Tottenham fans seem to just fucking hate him now, saying he got lucky and stuff. But I think it's a good. He knows what he's doing.
No, man. I don't know if he knows what he's doing.
No, he does. We've seen Richarlison score those one before.
I feel like he knows.
He scored those ones.
I feel like he knows what he's trying to do.
Yeah. He doesn't know that it's gonna fly into the side net.
Yeah, but I feel like he's got a bit lucky.
Come on, only Marino knows that kind of stuff. Yeah, to where to angle this header.
I feel like he's got a bit lucky, but I give him all the credit because it is another late goal from Richarlison, especially the ones that like Richarlison gets the ones that Tottenham fans don't really want to celebrate, but have to.
Yeah.
They don't really want to celebrate.
He was fucking shit all game, by the way.
But they have to because it's a last minute one and it means something, and there's points on the board.
But have you seen some of the content? Richie lad. After slagging him off all game, Tottenham fans were gassed. Yeah, and Richarlison goes off to the corner flag, and what does Richarlison
shirt off,
do?
crying,
shirt off. He's off.
Come on, man, crying his eyes out.
And like, Liverpool fans will know. Some of the other viewers watching this will also know that he did that at Anfield before Tottenham lost their game, and it's so funny that this keeps happening to Richarlison because then Spurs are 2-1 up, but I'm also like, forgot to mention at 1-1 immediately. Sesko has a chance.
Yeah.
He has to bury, and look, call me bad mind, whatever. I'll wait for the reports. I don't think he's injured.
He's not.
I think he's done I told you he's already perfected the Lacazette, miss a sitter, feign injury. Because I don't know how he's not even got a shot off, and everyone's talking about Van der Ven and recovery pace and insurance policy. And
I also don't understand. Like, I get it that he's right-footed, but if you're really that worried about Van, just take on your left foot, bro. I feel like the way the ball was played to him was as if you can take whatever fit. You're a striker. You can take whatever finish you want on whatever foot. You want to take a touch and put it on your left. You want to take a touch and put it on your right.
Mount's pass is actually so good. You probably don't even need to take a touch. You can let it roll across
choose your finish. Choose your foot. Bury it.
But he's just taken way too long. He's realised he's fucked it up. And then he's just decided, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to go off. And
I didn't even realise that they played the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. And obviously they have to play, which I will get onto Amram for because there's no need to make 5 substitutions. I think that's part of the reason that United lost. Like we have both said how in control United were.
Yeah.
There was nothing in that game.
Should have been guaranteed.
They could have just seen it out. And all of a sudden, okay, cool, Amram has to take Mazraoui off because Mazraoui's just back from injury. That was the first one he did. Then all of a sudden, there's a triple change. Amarim's lined up a triple change for Man United. It's still 1-0. He's bringing on Euro. He's bringing on Sesko. He's bringing Ugarte. Just throw the team into chaos. Triple change. Like, who makes a triple change when you're winning 1-0?
Yeah, and you're comfortable.
away from home. So and then he brings Dorgu off because Dorgu gets a yellow
And
card.
it's not a fitness thing. You play once a week. You told us all. You told us all season.
100%.
You play once a week.
So that's also on Amorim because he's just fucking up with the game state for no reason. And then Sesko obviously comes off and he can't make the change. And obviously from that moment on, when Tottenham go 2-1 up, I'm watching it and I'm like to my dad, well, it's done now because United have 10 players. They're not going to come and score against Tottenham who have 11. And as much as I wanted Tottenham to win, I was thinking when Bruno went over for that corner.
I didn't think anything of this corner, bro. I really didn't. I really didn't think. I was full on in the like, well, United was throwing away 3 points.
But that's it. It's Tottenham though.
I didn't think anything of the corner.
You should have known better because it's Tottenham.
Corner, I can't lie. The corner is diabolical. It's a good ball from Bruno. He's lifted it towards the back post.
But who's marking him?
It's an unmarked header from the biggest centre back on the team.
Yeah,
it's just gonna come in at the back post.
Where's Vicario?
No, the corner is die up. You can't throw away 2 points. Tottenham, I was already going to give you shit if you just turned up and lost 1-0 and 2 toothless home defeats. But to be 2-3 minutes away from 3 points against Man United again, I thought, Tottenham they just have Amarim's number. There's always going to be Amarim, no matter how it comes.
Yeah.
To just throw away 2 points like that so carelessly, bro, so casually.
That's all you defend that corner, you win the game. That's it. That's what it boils down to.
So casually, man.
And that's when I'll come to. Obviously, Ed Romero had gone off at this point, but for all you want to talk about Mickey van der Ven, and it was so funny. Mickey van der Ven tried the Copenhagen thing, and Casemiro just took it off. In the first half, he tried to go on that run, and Casemiro just stopped it. Shout out Casemiro again. He had a good 60 minutes before he came off, but that's all you have to do. Like Mickey van der Ven, you're the big centre back. You just said Man United's biggest centre back, biggest player. That's your guy. That's the one you're marking.
Tell yourself who's going to win the header. It's not going to be this guy. It's not going to be the best guy. If Ugarte, Steve has come through 3-4 guys and won the header, it's a poor one to concede. But at least Van der Ven, you can shout at everybody else and say, "I did my job. I marked the main man out of the game." But the header is just ridiculously poor.
That late on in the game as well.
For Man United, I'm not gonna lie, it's a good point. Like ultimately, from where they've been, I think they should have won the game and they played before. And Man United fans can be upset about dropping points, and I agree with all of that kind of stuff. But from where you've been and how like low down you've been, not losing these big away games and leaving with points, I think will all ultimately bode you well.
And they're 5 unbeaten.
Yeah, I think ultimately will bode you
kept that record going into the international break.
Because Man United, like, don't fall into the hype about where if we win our next game we finish second.
No.
Don't buy into that hype. But
you shouldn't even tell them that because you know they're gonna do that.
Yeah, but if you're in, and I said this last week, if you're in with the pack and you have a season to cheer for beyond, Jan, Feb. Like it's not just about rebuilding and doom and gloom and the summer window in Jan and Feb and March. I feel that'll be a good season.
Yeah, 100. Bro, going 5 games unbeaten. You say about 3 wins in a row, but obviously they've gone 5 games unbeaten. United have to, and this is a big like difference even. From a lot of people's predictions about where they were going to finish. Even I think we predicted them to finish, and they still could.
Yeah.
But United fans should really be looking at this season as like the top 4, top 5.
Yeah.
Be right there or thereabouts, and see what you can maybe muster and do come the end of the season. Because Mbeumo, I don't think Cunha played well, but I know Cunha's a good player.
Bruno's still digging it out.
Yeah, Mbeumo, Cunha.
Delict, man. I'm edging on my bad.
Yeah,
like
I think you might need.
I'm waiting just a little bit more, but
Socrates was it?
Yeah, bro. I was heavy on that, and I was standing by that. But Delict this season has really been good.
He's been good. He has been.
I really can't complain about Delict.
But yeah, look, and I look Richarlison, man. It's just that guy is so funny. That guy is so funny. How does that always happen to him?
I mean, yeah, Tottenham's thing is topsy turvy, man. Like they can't necessarily be that upset still when they look at the table, but I just don't think that these performances, and like some of the manner of these games and how they go, I don't think it screams like, top 4 team, top 5 team, which I thought they would be for sure, and they can still end up as that. But they're making it look like they want to give everybody a chance to throw their name into the hat.
Yeah. I mean, Tottenham are currently 4th, I think.
Yeah.
But again, table's looking a bit fugazi.
I call him one. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. Fractured jaw. Crazy. North London derby coming up next. But look, before we go to MVPs and rookies and that, Newcastle, they've lost again. Yeah,
away from home.
They lost at West Ham last week. They lost to Brentford this week. Both 3-1 games. Both games where they went 1-0 up. Both terrible second half performances. Newcastle are currently 14th in the league. They're struggling, and the robust rough and tumble and we'll match our PMP and our fight for your PMP and your fight. It's not really working away from home.
It's not. Newcastle have had I think the most interesting 4 months, 5 months of any club in the Premier League. The whole Isak saga, the whole like winning a trophy, finishing in the top 5, securing Champions League football, thinking that, well, we're just going to progress from here, and we've already learnt our lessons from yesteryear where we've been in the Champions League and then been out of the Champions League. Now we're back, looking to be consistent. No one else had really like staked a claim. Chelsea had maybe just come back as a top 4 team. No one else had really staked a claim to be like a certified top 4 team. For Newcastle to have this up and down start, and I don't necessarily really even know who's to blame. I feel like the club, in terms of GM and ownership, can get a lot of shit, because Eddie Howe's done what he's need to do, winning trophies, kept teams in top half of the table, all of this kind of stuff. I already said that I thought Eddie Howe had reached his ceiling, so for him to surpass it, I'm not gonna come here and kill Eddie Howe. But I actually don't really know, apart from the summer recruitment and not giving guys a preseason, I don't really know what the problem is. Like Newcastle, I feel like, well, the problem is their away form. Like at home, I'm like, oh, it's a clean sheet, and they keep a clean sheet. And Newcastle play well, and it's Tonali and Joelinton, and they're all animals. And then they go away from home, and it's like, well, anybody can beat them. Anybody. As you say, they've gone 1-0 up in games and let that slide.
I mean, the West Ham one last week was dark. I don't know what. I honestly couldn't tell you.
But is it Eddie Howe? Is it the defense? Is it the attack? Is it the summer? Bro,
I think. Well, in this game, it was Dango. That was the problem. Yeah, because
Keith Andrews
and it was Eddie. Yeah, and it was Eddie Howe, to be fair, because how Dan Burn. I'm sat there on the sofa at home, knowing that Dan Burn needs to come off.
He's gonna get ripped.
He needs to come off now because he's been ripped by Dango and he's got the yellow card. He's then been ripped again by Dango. There should have been a penalty. Brentford fans, you've been gaslit.
Yeah, that's a pen.
100%. That all day long. There's clear, obvious contact from Dan Burn onto Dango's foot. I don't know how the ref has booked Dango and that decision has been allowed to stand. But Dan Burns got away with that one. Yeah. And Dango's actually got the booking, and Eddie Howe has still left him on.
But you know what it is?
Poor management.
It's Keith Andrews' masterclass, because he's so afraid of the set pieces, the long throws.
Yeah.
He's so afraid.
But come on, bro. You got to. You've just been.
I hear it. He's.
That should have been a pen.
He's made the wrong choice. He's made the wrong choice to choose the poison of Dan Burn getting cooked by Ouattara, than Jamie doing a Monday night segment talking about how Newcastle defense set pieces is unacceptable. Yeah. And the brilliance of Brentford.
But then if you're that worried still, because the first goal's conceded by a long throw when Dan Burn's still on the pitch, but if you're that worried, do move Botman there and bring Lascelles or someone.
Yeah, someone.
But you need to get Dan Burn off the pitch. Whatever you do, you need to get Dan Burn off the pitch, because then lo and behold, Dango gets into another 1v1.
Yeah,
he gets the ball. Dan Burn then gets the second yellow card, and they do actually get the pen that they should have got before. And obviously, at that point, they're down to 10 men and whatever. It's difficult for Newcastle, but like you say, bro, the problem that they have away from home, because at home we don't even need to talk about you know what you get from Newcastle, but Newcastle fans, a lot of the Newcastle fans that I'm seeing talking about it, they're done, like fully done with the Joe Linton part of the midfield three in certain games. Right, they just want Jacob Ramsey to be playing. But at the same time, I think I've seen Newcastle fans saying that spending 110 million on Wissa and Elanga is some of the worst business they've ever done. Yeah, but Elanga, who I think hasn't got a goal or an assist in like and Wissa, who hasn't just touched grass. Yeah. Jacob Ramsey, Newcastle fans think that there's just not really a plan for. They don't really know why he was signed.
Ramsey, I think he's a good player, Jacob Ramsey, but I agree because I don't know why you'd like what's up with Willock, or you know how dissimilar. And Ramsey, he's
just more fit, probably.
He's kind of a different profile to Willock, but like, I'm like 45 million. Like, could you not just get whatever you want out of Ramsey from Willock? Just or bid Willock, sell Willock for 20 mil to someone, and then go and get Ramsey and say you've upgraded with a younger player who can grow. I agree. The summer window for Newcastle,
like obviously, I don't think Xavi Simons would have gone there yet, and Xavi Simons has been poor. We know that, but if Xavi Simons played at St James's, with some of the physical monsters and some of
the summer window, and like Newcastle haven't been bad because Thiago, I like Thiago,
Thiago's
and I don't think Voltemada, I don't think he's been a bad signing because he got an assist.
He's been all right.
So, but at the same time.
And shout out Harvey Barnes, by the way.
Harvey Barnes is still doing his thing. But at the same time, when you talk about Wissa and you talk about Elanga, and I do like Elanga, in terms of finishing with a trophy last season and finishing in the top 5 position, I don't know if they, in the summer, cemented that through the signings that they made. Like, could they have been a little bit more savvy and smarter? But
at the same time, like, I don't think we can say that they didn't try, because how many guys rejected them?
So that's why I think it's so tough to analyze Newcastle because the board tried, they did what they could. I don't think Jacob Ramsey's a bad player. I don't think Elanga's a bad player. I don't think Wissa's a bad player. Yeah. So like they've signed guys who I don't think are bad players, and the other guys they've signed I think are good players. But they can't buy a win away from home. They literally can't buy a win away from home. And I can't criticize Eddie Howe because I've already said that I thought he's reached his ceiling and he's proven me wrong.
No, so but I do think, and I'm an Eddie Howe guy. I was the one. But Eddie Howe needs to get more out of these players away from home. Like at home, it's almost like they get the maximum just because of the fans, and all of that. But away from home, he needs to get more from. Bruno G was poor. Yeah, and also that's a player thing as well. Like we say this all the time about Slot in this situation and whatever. It's on the players as well. Pope's just been a mess. I don't know if he's going to bring in Ramsdale for the next one. Obviously Dan Burn's going to miss out for that game. Lewis Hall, Tino Livramento, I think are big misses. Livramento especially. But you need to find a way, whether that's Willock, whether that's Ramsey, whether that's Barnes and Gordon, or whatever you do. But Gordon's been poor for like 12 months, a year now. Eddie Howe needs to get more from those guys. Elanga, I still think 100% you can get something from Elanga. I wouldn't be surprised if Eddie Howe's watching the tape and he's doing the deep dive and he starts Elanga against Man City because he knows that they're going to play on the halfway line and he has a tactic there or whatever. But the conversation I wanted to have, because I agree with you, it's difficult to analyze because Eddie Howe has done such a great job there. But Jamie Carragher was saying on Sky that Eddie Howe's been let down. Or that the transfer window was a bit of a mess and whatever, and that Eddie Howe can't take Newcastle any further after getting Champions League football and winning a trophy, and that's it. He can't take them any further. So if Tuchel leaves in the summer, take the England job because by far and away he is the best England manager. And where do you stand on that? Because we've had some of these conversations off air, and I always bring up the Gary Neville comment about Arteta and if he's got top 4, but how much better can it get from there? Like where does he go from there?
I've learned my lesson. I already learned my lesson with that. I don't.
But for Newcastle, it is different.
For Newcastle, it's different, and that's why I really find it difficult, man. Because as I said, I think they've signed good players. I think Eddie Howe is a good manager. I can't say he's reached his ceiling because I don't think Eddie Howe's ceiling is a Carabao Cup. I think it's different without Isak. I think if Isak was still there, I wouldn't say that Newcastle's ceiling as a team is a Carabao Cup. Yeah, they could maybe win an FA Cup and a top four trophy. They could finish third, all this kind of stuff. Yeah. So I don't think Eddie Howe's reached.
Does it get any better for her? Like, how does it get? What does that look like? Because I still think Eddie Howe can stay in that job and they can become a consistent Champions League team. And
I agree.
Progress.
I agree. I think they can do that, and I think the only way it gets better is if they do that, and they'll need a transformational signing along the way. They'll need someone in midfield or up front or a winger who can carry them, because I don't think that they're getting closer to
a title.
Yeah, Liverpool,
that's the
City,
thing. Bridging that gap. I'm just not sure that. And that's not an Eddie Howe thing. I don't think any manager at Newcastle can do
I don't even think they're getting closer to. And I've got questions on whether Maresca can bridge that gap. Yeah, I don't even think they're getting necessarily closer to where Maresca is, of just perennially always finishing top four. You have
and we'd both probably say Eddie Howe's a better manager, right?
Like Maresca seems to have a squad or an understanding enough to just get himself into the top four. With what he has. And I feel like seems like Eddie Howe sometimes is operating at max capacity to get fifth.
Agreed.
You know, and I'm saying that Chelsea leave so many points on the table and they never, finish off games and all this kind of stuff. So,
and when we say max capacity, we don't mean Eddie Howe's max capacity. He's getting the max from his squad.
Yeah, like and Murphy, who I like. Yeah, but when Murphy's still as pivotal as he is. In whatever charge you're going for.
He's benching Elanga.
Yeah, being a top four, top five.
Like somewhat you've got that one right.
Yeah,
because Elanga's come in and Murphy's still playing it, which I didn't think would happen. And I still think Elanga's better than Murphy. But
Murphy Elanga is better than Murphy.
But and that's what I'm saying. Eddie Howe, like, and no way should Newcastle sack Eddie Howe. Like, you probably never hear me say that, because I think what he's done at that club is.
I think with Eddie Howe they have stability,
but he needs to get more from someone.
With Eddie Howe, I think they will be between the 8th and the 5th best, 4th best team in the league. Yeah, and I feel like the issue that they have is if they don't keep an Eddie Howe, if they sack him, and Eddie Howe, I'm not mad at Eddie Howe England shouts, because I think it will be interesting and semi-new. I hope he doesn't play too much of the English media game, and the media essentially just start picking the team for him, because he'll get crucified on who he leaves out and who he doesn't pick and that kind of stuff.
I think he would have done that, but I think because he's actually won a trophy now,
he can have.
He's got a bit of pedigree of I can do things.
I would enjoy to see an Eddie Howe England if he is going to be like, well, this is the team that I want to see play, where I think is best. If we can easily pick the team because the media forced him to pick a certain team, then I'm not really interested in that Eddie Howe England team. But I think
he's not going to be anywhere near as ruthless as
Tuchel's. But I think the issue with Newcastle is if they do get rid of Eddie Howe for whatever reason, how stable and guaranteed is the next guy? Like, if you're already finishing 8th to 4th,
they're talking about Jose.
No. If you're already finishing 8th to 4th with Eddie Howe, if you don't get the next guy right, and the Iriolas and those kind of guys are still here,
they're trying out Simeone.
Yeah, if the Hurslers, Simeone, you take that risk.
That would be a nasty.
Take that risk. But if you don't get it right,
agreed.
Forward progress isn't a guarantee.
Especially because the worst thing that can happen then is you get a Hursley or an Iriola, and Eddie Howe goes back to Bournemouth, or he goes to Brighton, and they start doing better.
And they start balling.
Right?
I'm just saying, if Hursley and Iriola and those guys stay where they are, and you get a new manager from wherever you get him from, and they just can't outperform him. They're so quickly recognized to not be at the levels.
100%. I agree. So, look, that's it from us this week in terms of the games. Tweet of the week. I knew this was going to be my tweet of the week immediately when I saw it. Shout out Lippy, filthy fellas. Stadium of Light, SMH is dark in there. And it is dark in there, I can tell you.
My tweet of the week is really tweet of the day. Nico Harrison. I was there live and direct for the Shams bomb. breaking news coming out of the league. Sources tell me. Mavs GM Nico Harrison. I'm just interested. Just give me the tell-all, Nico. Just sit down with a podcast somewhere. Forget about the NDA that they forced you to sign, and tell us the real story. Was it your choice? Did management come
They
to
said
you?
it was all his
No,
idea.
but
It
this
was his
is
pitch.
nasty. This is nasty. The rollout, the Nico getting fired, and the rollout. It was all Nico. This one man on a tirade. He was a tyrant. And
What you saying? It's the Aubameyang villain job.
yo, the GM loosely agreeing with a fan that it was a mistake just to trade their franchise player. Oh, we just made a mistake. Bro, I'm like, unless it's Arsenal, I'm semi-for GMs making massive mistakes, and don't fire them. Just let them sit through the next 5 years. Let them live with the mistake that they've made for the next 5 years. But if somebody came and sold Saka or sold Declan Rice and was gone within 9 months, they don't really get to feel the repercussions. You fucked up our next 10 years.
I mean, Edu fucked it up and he was gone after 4 or 5 months.
That's what I'm saying, and I get to kick Edu's back as he leaves. I kind of like it when it's Arsenal, but when it's not Arsenal, like Nico needed to be there in 2030 when they're like, "Well, Nico, the chip hasn't come. Are you sure? Can we now start to see if this was the right decision? Yeah. Is this now the right decision to have traded Luco back in 2020? And Nico's have to answer the tough questions. Now Nico will never answer the question.
Unless the Mavs will go on to win. Because then they'll come back to him.
But if the Mavs go on to win, this is why ownership is nasty. They've made the bold decision.
But as much as he's not there,
to get rid of
Nico can come out in his own interviews, right? Go to the press.
I was right.
Whoever. Look,
I had the vision.
Look,
but I don't know if it means as much when you're not part of the org.
Yeah,
because they'll give it to the coach and they'll give it to the new GM, and the story will be the pieces that the new GM put around the team.
No, but someone like Stephen A. or those they will come back and they'll be like, and you know where this all started? With Nico Harrison.
I think it's tough as well because Luca has to have an obvious fall off. And like Luca's averaging like 14.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
I mean, he's not gonna have a fall off. So. MVPs and rookies. MVPs, I've got Igor Thiago.
Yeah, bro.
Second top Premier League goal scorer. I could have brought him in this week. I chose Welbeck instead. That hurt me. But we move. 8 Premier League goals. And I've got Nuno. Nuno doing Nuno things. 3 points against Newcastle last week. 3 points against Burnley this week. Where the tables, like 2 weeks ago, we came here, we were like West Ham and Nuno, they just lost to Leeds and it was peak.
Yeah.
Look at the table now, and West Ham look kind of comfortable.
Yeah.
Those are 2 massive wins. Like you say, 3 wins in a row. We were saying that about teams chasing top 4.
Yeah,
Nuno wins his next game. He's done it.
It's big. It is big. My MVPs, I guess I got to give one to Pep, man. 1,000 games, 700 wins.
Yeah, 71% win rate.
700 wins in 1,000 Premier League games. Bro, that is ridiculous, man. Shout out to Pep. I don't know if it's an MVP, maybe more so a rookie, but I'm keeping my eye on the Napoli situation. I don't know what's going on with Conte. They're coming now.
De Laurentiis is coming out and saying, we love Conte and he's staying here. It's real Italian.
Conte is inviting the board over to go through every detail of the plan and how things are going so far.
I don't know if it was a direct quote, but anyhow, Conte actually said, I'm not going to be accompanying a dead body. Talking about the Napoli team is crazy.
They've just won the league. They've had a good summer in terms of bringing in some talent. I don't even know. I think they're top of the table.
Yeah.
Conte lives his life on the edge, teetering, threatening to leave. If I don't get, I'm leaving. I'm done.
No, the Conte blow-ups are they're some of the best.
I'm keeping my eye on the Napoli
Where
situation.
are the players?
Oh, MVPs, Wemby, I need to see it real time, but I saw highlights of the game winner yesterday, and Wemby's balling. And I guess I kind of have to give it to Luke. I can't believe my Lakers are like 9-3,
and I'm guessing he ain't gonna give one to Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah. Spo's got the boys.
Andrew Wiggins, bro.
Spo's got the boys.
Curry stole that Finals MVP.
And I guess I will give one to, I don't even know what this is, but I'll give one to LeBron and Curry. I haven't even seen the episode yet.
Yeah, same. I actually haven't watched it.
But I just find it so funny.
Yeah.
They're both of them.
I can't wait to watch it.
And Curry's been out for 3 days.
Yeah. I saw another clip of them talking about the difference between Clay's jumper and Steph's jumper and 3-point.
Well, yes, go.
Rookies. Now I've got VVD. Yeah, because I gave VVD an MVP last week, and I came here strongly, and I backed him, and I said, call them out.
The pundits
are talking crap.
Talk about it.
But what you can't do when you come out and you call out the pundits live, Amazon Prime,
Yeah. Let's follow up.
Is drop an absolute stinker. I don't know what, we didn't even mention it, but I don't know what he's doing.
That second goal,
Gonzalez goal.
But
how he's trying to block that,
because if it's anybody else, there's 3. Like if Gabriel Saliba does that, there's a 3-page dossier on why this.
Well, maybe not if Saliba does it.
On why
his mistakes never seem to come up.
And why this is terrible defending, and how lazy that is, and how you should get out to your man.
Yeah. He's just stuck a toe out.
Yeah.
You absolutely cannot drop a stinker, because now Rooney's come out on his fan debate, and Rooney
he gets to kick your back in.
Well, I said he's the captain, and he needs to be.
It's nasty.
And fair play to Rooney. Rooney should do that, bro, because you can't do that. I've got Arne Slot. Pathetic performance. I know last year Arne Slot thought he was the shit.
Yeah. The bee's knees.
He thought he was the Dutch guy that took the Prem by storm, and now we play slot ball, and now I'm gonna change the. No, chill out.
100%.
And I've got Vinny and Xabi Alonso.
Yeah.
It's just a bad look. If Liverpool can be that poor,
but you didn't even follow it up with a win.
And I know it's at Anfield, and I know all of this, but it's
nuts.
Yeah,
it's nuts. No, I agree. I echo all those rookies.
Any others?
I don't know if I have any specific rookies myself, other than Nico Harris, who's half my tweet of the week, and obviously my rookie of the week as well. But I think I might need to caveat the Nico one and say that if it comes out that they've paid Nico a very handsome NDA to keep his mouth shut and take the blame, he might be my MVP.
Yeah.
Because if this was all some fabricated behind the scenes NBA stuff, there's new ownership. New ownership have just made an incredibly rash decision.
Yeah.
And forced Nico to take the blame, and they'll pay him off. Then Nico's kind of won, because he was going nowhere anyway.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
In that org.
And I guess we'll find out, innit? Look, thank you guys for listening. We had a longer episode today, a lot to talk about. Obviously, international break. But next week we'll come up with something. We'll be here again. Please do like, comment, subscribe if you've got to the end of this. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know if there's anything that you want to see next week. And like we said at the top of the show, Michael.
Yeah, handshake.
He's Dutch. As Dutch as it gets. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Peace.